Ah, shit. She's still out there, Soren. Alright, roger that. I'll stay in here a bit longer. Hello there. Nice to see you made it through another week. I see you've ordered some food. Now that might not be such a bad thing. So this story started with myself, Ralph, Skullplate and Lazarus outside a noble holiday manor. Now, we got there quite early in the afternoon, but you can be forgiven for thinking it was the dead of night as it was pretty goddamn dark. I mean, I struck up a torch, but the light was so crap I must have bought a dodgy one. Can't wait to see that goddamn merchant about this. Anyway, we started by taking a quick perimeter check by first visiting the servants' or guards' quarters, we weren't quite sure. Moving into the guardhouse, the place smelled like death, which seemed appropriate as there were a bunch of dead bodies kicking about inside. The bodies looked like the servants had all murdered each other, and a guard's body had all his armour nicked, so it seemed clear the place had been ransacked. Now moving on from that sheer madness, we then made our way into the main manor, which had less dead bodies, well, at first anyway. We made our way into the first room for our search because we could see a light coming from it. So we tried a stealthy approach, but I don't think any of us were into it because we couldn't manage to keep things quiet. Pushing the door open, I was met with a troll-sized shadow, and considering my previous experience with troll-sized creature, didn't really notice the words "come here." So I took a swing at it with my torch, only to find out it was an ogre named Alf. We found Reinhard, by the way. Yeah, the sod was appeared in the kitchen with wine and food, which was weird because the house was abandoned and he was just hanging out. I mean, I've heard of ghosts taking over people's minds, but I've never seen it myself. Honestly, this was so unlike Reinhard, I was convinced it was already happening. It might have also had something to do with all the weird crap we'd already experienced, and this was just the tip of the iceberg for me. So apparently, he's been hanging out here with Alf the Ogre, just eating and drinking for 4 days! I mean, this is the second to last time I give a shit about his lost ass or his stuff. Arena, love, we need a chat. So I was a bit on edge, as Reinhard was just trying to get us to eat food and drink booze, while I'm sure it was all very wonderful. I just wanted to find the bloke and leave this place. So after having a chat with Alf, we learned that he was a fighting ogre, but he wasn't very good at it. So now he has answered his true calling, which is cooking. While this was all very good, we were told to not go upstairs. But here we are with a job to do and time was in the crosshairs. So we left Alf in the kitchen and continued the search. In the cellar, everything looked normal, food and booze all present and accounted for. Fruit had gone off though. Moving into the lounge, we had found that everything had already been ransacked. So we headed upstairs and found a writing table and a wardrobe. I made my way to the writing table while everybody else inspected other things. On the writing table, I found a sealed letter which was addressed to the man I'd been looking for in the fighting pits. So at least I managed to get something out of this. I also took the seal for this brother, a financial journal and a personal ledger. The financial journal stopped 6 months ago, the personal ledger stopped about 2. I decided to read a novel while the others looked around the room. They found a few more things that we could use to sell and help us with some stuff later. So not much going on in the middle of the house, so we decided to head upstairs and meet whoever had been creaking around up there. We got up there, and Ralph decided to kick it all off with a hello, to which we received nothing back on that. So heading into the room, there was another desk that caught my eye, so I headed to that while Ralph, Lazarus and Reinhard headed towards the bed. On the desk was another letter. This one was yet to be sealed, so I pocketed that for a read later. But we found our man, and he was very dead. Looked like somebody did some kind of ritual to him because he had a surgical cut in him for about a foot in his torso. Also burned into the bed covers with some of those bird-like wings like on that myst thing we saw a couple of weeks ago. Also there was a burned imprint of a pendant on his flesh. Anyway, continuing to survey the room, Ralph found a painting that he says was changing the more he looked at it. He managed to tear himself away from it, but he was creeped out by this. Moving for our final sweep, we found a female corpse. It was the corpse of Maria, the ex-matron to the Tarn Manor. So I thought it would be nice to give Maria back her hairpin, but of course no good deed goes unpunished, as when I put it on her, some thing burst out of her and tries to take a swing at me with its claws. I don't know what this was, but my best guess would be a demon baby, because whenever we hit it, a bloody part of it would turn into burning smoke and it really fucking hurt. Eventually, we managed to beat the nasty, and the darkness seemed to lighten as my torch shined brighter than before. It was at this time we took our leave of the place, but not before we took a few things back and invited Alf to come back to town with us, which he insisted he was not leaving any food, but we insisted that we would be torching the place and the guardhouse, so for him to grab the stuff and come with us. We got back to Tom and had a word with Sigurd's brother. He expressed concern and wanted to do something very amusing to Sigurd. I mean, I can sense his frustration in the matter though. Tom has also seen about 15% of his population move out, and to be honest I kind of understand why, as we need to build a temple and frankly we ain't been doing it. So, Alf set up in the rat hole and Soren got a bit pissed off, as he now has an ogre effectively cooking al fresco for him. We also paid a visit to the little snots that nicked Reinhard's crossbow, and to pay a visit to the boy's mother who parted with it for a crate of food. I can't say I blame her, but quite literally we need that crossbow to take on the solid giant so we get the temple built so the town doesn't burn down, providing Jeremiah keeps his word. Finally we headed back to the rattle for a well-deserved drink. Now while we were off doing all this, Celeb, Sigurd and Wilfred went to hunt down Father Tom before he could start all his band of merry men back up. Or should I say band of merry mutants? The guys headed to a town in the Outdorf direction, with our elf friend Radiron, who provided most of the tracking services, because our noble Sigurd is a bit lost without everybody around him to guide him these days. While in the town, they headed to the tavern, where they discovered that Father Tom would appear at some point. Now, the following details come from Wilfred, because neither Celeb or Sigurd will tell me anything. So Father Tom turned up, and he already started making his new cult because he already had a few guys on his side. Tom was immediately surprised to see Sigurd's presence and took off with the thugs left behind to fight. Sigurd managed to break free and give chase. Celeb and Wilfred were left to fend off the thugs. Wilfred did surprisingly well for such a little guy. I mean, he was kicking ass and taking names. He even smashed some guy's collarbone. Celeb, on the other hand, nearly died in the bar fight, and if it wasn't for the bartender breaking it up, he might well have. After going around the houses a bit, Sigurd caught up with Tom and killed him on the spot, but not before dodging a chicken being thrown at him, which I find endless enjoyment with. Finally, the mutant was put to steel, then fire. Sigurd then met with the local lord and went shooting halflings in the boom, whatever that is, and Sigurd was surprisingly good at it. Oh yeah, and Sigurd's still cursed. Shit. Over the next few weeks, the Rivergits have come back, and they're messing with the fishing guild once again. One of Wilfred's friends appears to be in trouble with the law, but we don't know what yet. Most of us worked on raising money for buying weapons and hiring mercenaries for our upcoming day off, which I'm not looking forward to. Speaking of not looking forward to, are you still there, Soren? Right, I've got to get out of here. Cheers.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another session with me, Hydra.
Hey.
Hello, players.
Ooh.
Welcome back. We've got some stuff to do today. We have a giant fight coming up, do not worry, but first we need just a little bit of an explanation as to what Grim has been up to, because, well, it kind of might relate to the giant fight a little bit. And so, this will be set roughly, let's say, 4 days before our current session. Lazarus, you approach the Stragani camp. They have set up in a slightly different arrangement this time. They've clearly been coming and leaving a fair bit over the past couple of months. You are welcomed into the camp, and Gilda's caravan is in front of you.
On her little door.
Come in, darling. That you, Lazarus?
It is Gilda. How are you?
Oh, call me Gilly, darling. Wonderful, wonderful. Feeling pretty fresh this morning, I have to say. What can I do for your lovely self? Palm reading?
No, I need a weapon, actually. I was hoping you can help me make a poison or
Oh,
something
spicy.
to take on a giant.
Oh, big.
Yeah.
I have heard a few of the rumours. Rumour has it that you were going to do this for some dwarfs, is that correct?
Yeah, so we can get more masonry into the temple.
I see. So this is for the town. You are turning into quite the altruist, aren't you, darling?
Try and do my best.
Good. Well, let me have a little think and talk with my companion. She just sort of looks up at 45 degrees to her left.
Hey, look.
She's just looking at the corner of the room right now. Can you roll a perception test for me, by the way? Average.
What was the difficulty?
Average.
Nope.
Yeah. She then turns her head to the silk curtain by her side. Can we help with this, darling? Is it a bit much, or... Yes, marvellous. Of course, darling, of course. Very good idea. Okay. You didn't hear a thing during this. It just sounds like she's talking to herself. All right, darling. We'll need a couple of supplies, a few herbs. If I write them down for you, give you the descriptions, you can come back with them. All right?
I might need some financing.
Oh, don't worry, darling. They're in the woods. I'll point you to it. Don't worry. And I'm going to prepare... Yeah, she opens a drawer and pulls out a knife. This should probably do. A little bit of curved knife. Just an ever so slightly curved dagger. A little bit light, perhaps, but... yes, that will do just wonderful. So, can you just roll me an average outdoor survival, Lazarus, to see how easily you can assemble some herbs for Gilly over the next couple of evenings? There's a little bit of a list that she gives.
Easy?
Average for now. It is spring. She's given you instructions, which does make it easier. Okay, takes you a little bit of time, but after a couple of days, you manage to get a basket full of everything she has asked for, which is a fair old shopping list, and you return. Ah, darling, well done. Thought you got lost.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Little unusual.
Yes,
Kind of herb.
quite a lot, I know. Don't worry, we're only going to use, well, we're going to use all of it, just to be sure. It is a giant, after all. And she presents the dagger to you, and in your absence, it seems to have been carved with some, you might call them runes, if you knew a little bit about dwarfs or magical things, but words of a language you cannot read have been etched into this blade. Right, darling, so we're going to have to use something a little bit more, well, with a little bit more oomph. So bear with, I'll talk you through it, and we'll work on this together. Some of the ethereal things you have to leave to me, but you can watch if you like. And over the next few hours, she talks you through a strange assortment of herbs that you've never seen before. It starts off as a poison that you might have concocted with her once before, but very quickly starts to include a number of other liquids that she pulls out from shelves and things you don't recognize. At one point, she takes the mortar and passes it behind the curtain for a couple of seconds before bringing it back outside again. Thank you, darling. Now, here's for the tricky bit. Best to just stay still, darling. Don't... I tell you what. Close your eyes for a moment. No. I don't know, surprise me. I'll have my eyes closed, don't worry. If you see anything, just hold still. and she begins to chant, again in a language unfamiliar to you. Can you make me another perception test? This time, Lazarus, this is easy.
Rolls.
Oof, these rolls though, eh? Okay. You see a mist circling around her gently, and around and inside the caravan there are a couple of figures sort of that loom over. This is a little bit like the Stone Circle experience, but on a much smaller scale, and only 2 figures that are sort of looming over her in the sort of corners of the caravan. You get the idea that there is sort of a presence there with you. Kind of creepy. We've already done your corruption test for this. Don't worry, audience. We haven't forgotten. And after about an hour of moving through this procedure, eventually she places the dagger inside this mortar, and a degree of this paste is now attached to it. It's liquid and thick, but still clings to the knife in a rather peculiar way. And she places it inside a hilt. Now, darling, should probably be good for about a week, maybe 2 weeks after then. Well, you are going to go kill it soon, aren't you, darling?
Yes. I believe it's in a matter of days we're going.
Good. There are a few conditions. You're going to have to find a way to stick it in him, so to speak. It doesn't have to be in an orifice, darling. Just anywhere will do. And it's going to have to stay there for a while, so best advice, stick it in him and keep him busy for a bit.
Sorry, I'm taking notes.
Don't worry, darling. Nice and simple. Last thing to remember, when he's dead and lying on the floor, don't disturb the body. Might have some repercussions on you if you were to. At this point, there's a knock on the door. One of the travelers, you can hear mumbles from outside. She opens the door and exchanges a few words with this gentleman, and comes back a little bit cross. Would you believe there's some adventurers here? Want a word. This stereotype about the Strigani and necromancy, it's honestly got to go. Nothing but trouble.
I wish you nothing but best of luck with them.
Yes, don't worry, darling. Just send them on their way. Ugh. It's tiresome, you know. Everyone thinks, oh, look at you, you must be servants toward the... Ugh. So boring. So boring. Anyway, darling, best not disturb the body. Would be repercussions, but, enjoy, and toodle pip, pip pip cheerio. How are the visions, by the way?
I've only had a few. I've been seeing a wall that's been around Tom lately.
Yes? She sort of moves and motions her hand in a bit of like a come on.
Oh, like describe more? It's like a smoke wall, but there's no flames.
Right. Do you know what it is?
I'm guessing it's the wall that's preventing the beastmen from attacking.
You're catching on, darling. Well done. Keep looking for things. You'll see them.
Very well. I'll try.
She smiles as you turn to leave, having given you not much information of use, but at least hinting that she is vaguely aware of the visions you've been having. And so, at this point, we can bring the rest of the players into the equation as we fast forward a couple of days with the group having travelled to the Grey Mountains. Now, I think we'll have some tense music here, because we are currently in a grassy, open patch of land, perhaps some 100 meters from the base of the mountains themselves. Let's have a little bit of music for this. Having a little bit of an issue with Foundry today. Ah, we have too many things playing at once. It hates me when this happens. Let's try one more time. Now, in front of you, you will see a purple box. This is where your group has been able to travel to safely. You know the giant den is up ahead of you. I will say that you can position with this box freely. If you would like to do anything else in preparation for this fight, do let me know. There's the tension. There's the music. So, we have a rough formation. Lazarus in front of you is a rock that is about thigh high, I would say. You could probably duck down behind it if you wish. Reinhard behind 3 mercenaries. Let's zoom in and just give them a little bit of attention. So the mercenaries that arrived within time at last session, 7 of them have been hired at a very large expense, each costing several gold crown for a week's worth, and being convinced that they can come help killer giants, although they insist they will not go anywhere near it. They will shoot while you're busy doing stuff. Skullplace and Cellup standing up ahead. In front of you is a opening in the rocks, although it is covered at the front by a few that are perhaps 5 to 10 yards high, and very vaguely you think you might be able to see something moving from behind. Any other preparations before the fight starts? I assume right now weapons are all drawn.
Nope.
He puts his...
Can I get into an A?
Wait, what's Ralph doing first?
He's got like a whole bunch of rifles, so he puts them in front of him so he can grab them quickly.
Okay.
And he does not have to reload.
So, yeah, I will say you've got a little bit of a bush in front of you, so you can come up with a convenient way to lean them so you can quickly pick up another one and throw the other one to the floor. Ralph has 2 rifles and a blunderbuss by him. Lazarus, what are you up to?
We know the general direction this giant's coming from, correct?
Directly to the west.
Alright.
You can see
Is
it.
it possible that I can, like, get into an aim preparation, like draw the bow and everything right now?
I will say the only difficulty with that is you would be drawing it for too long. So technically, nay. Because nothing has happened just yet.
Is this a tree to the south of me? And if so, how big is it?
It is a tree. It is about twice the height of yourself, with a little clear stump underneath. So nothing to hide behind.
I'm going to kneel and put the crossbow on the stump.
Okay. You want to just sort of steady your aim. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Right. Let's just go ahead. And I want to roll all of your initiatives first before we discuss what's going on with the giant here. And let's throw him on as well. Roll all NPCs. Absolutely glorious. Right. And so, as the group of you are assembled, from behind the rocks, Skullplace and Cellup, you can see clearly a very large head manifest. It's almost the same size as perhaps even you. You see his nose sniffing up in the air as if searching for something before his eyes lock with your group. And in a couple of seconds, he is already stood and lurching towards with an angry look on his face. At this point, we're going to have everyone roll for terror, which is absolutely nasty mechanic. And in order to roll this, what you do is click on that apply button in the chat right now, and we see what happens to you. So,
Error, not char assigned.
one at a time. In who's talking?
Does a Slayer
No,
roll?
you don't have to. Slayers do not care. This is a very good time to die, though.
What was this thing in the corner?
Excuse me? What does it say in the corner?
Oh, what am I looking for in the corner?
in the chat the word apply. There is a box. Please click.
Oh, there we go.
Right.
I got an error message.
Okay, just roll me an average cool, challenging cool test then, Celip, if it won't let you. Right. He is broken.
Oh no.
He has passed. We're just seeing who's staying for this fight and who's leaving. He's leaving. I mean, we knew this would happen. There was a warning. Unfortunately, there's no quicker way of doing this that I'm aware of. He's leaving. They may come back. It's fine. Come on. He's definitely leaving. Okay. So I think you've got one thus far.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe two. Okay, you've got two. I mean, this is terror. They may come back.
Three.
3 out of 7.
3 out of 7 thus far, and a lot of broken conditions. So, now we come to the players. Celip, you are definitely... that is 4 of those. And who else failed? Lazarus, feeling brave, deciding to stay. Reinhard... You've only got 2 broken conditions, but you will still need a resolve on your turn to not leg it like hell because you're feeling like running away right now. You can re-roll it or you can use a resolve to ignore it for now. And I think that is all we need for the moment, unless anyone is doing re-rolls. But for now, we come to our first archer who is going to take aim at the bestial giant as it steps out. And we are going to aim at this creature and let loose with the first of the longbow volleys with a plus 60 to hit. Nice. Okay, a decent start. A decent start. Let's apply the damage. 16 damage to the... Oh, there we go. Okay, a reasonable hit and a crushed elbow. It's not actually crushed, but that will be 1 less armor on his side. Oh, this is going to be a little bit to keep a track of. Left arm armor goes down by 1. There we go. And that is an extra 4 wounds. Okay, not bad at all. Next, another merc. Remember, you can manipulate the order if you wish, although that's completely up to you. We're going to go for 1 more longbow shot coming from Tup North. And we'll see if the longbowman can help you. Good news is they really can't miss. Another one. Very tasty. That is on the left arm again. Okay, a pretty decent hit. And that would have been really horrible too. But he's got 1 more point of armor to remove. Oh boy, it's about to be his turn. Left arm. Oink. All right. Last archer, who's not running away. And then we unleash hell. Longbow, let's go. Oh, plus 60.
Whee! That wasn't plus 60.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said plus 60. Doink. Doink. Okay, a pretty decent chunk of damage. Now it's the giant's turn. The most damage came from the north, so the giant is going to charge up there. Reinhard, you're going to have to make me a fear test, please. So what we're going to do is now we're going to roll... Now he's coming towards you. You're already quite literally shitting yourself with fear right now. Now I'd like you to click on that for fear as well. We're going to... no. Okay. So, sorry, just roll me a challenging cool test, please.
Challenging cool
Yeah.
test coming up.
And I'm going to roll. Okay, you are.
I
That's
will
another.
re-roll.
I wouldn't worry about the re-roll
I'm gonna.
necessarily. Okay,
Damn.
that's another 5. So you're on 7. Okay, you're going to have to burn resolve basically to stay here, because otherwise you are not feeling ready for this right now. This is not good. We're going to do 3 of these. Closest one to him first. He's going. That's... Oh my god. Okay. All 3 of these have just shit themselves and have got like an extra 5. Okay, so the giant now is going to try and stomp on the first one as he goes. And he is going to roll me a really bad hit. And this guy is going to try and dodge. He should have had a minus 10. Okay. That's still... 1 dead merc as he gets trodden on. The giant now swings at one of the others using his attack. Okay. We're going like this, are we? Okay, he's he is so dead. Okay. The giant is now going to, like, every time it hits, it can attack again. So, basically, off we go one more time. Minus 5 against, wow, okay. Why is that on minus 40?
Well, the fear rolls you did were all against minus 12, so they were never going to win.
Let's have a little look at that. Let me just see what they rolled. 100. 39 is... Yeah, why is that minus 12? Well, the 2 90s definitely failed. The 39 was against the 38, also a fail, but thanks for pointing that out. I think it's because this condition gives you a penalty. So basically...
dodge test. The first dodge test was against minus 20. I mean,
if you have a broken condition, it gives you minus 10 on all things. So you got 5, you screwed.
Right. I didn't realise that stacked, actually. That is absolutely horrible. But we now come to the players, with the giant having a couple of advantage. Skullplate, you're a giant slayer. How's it going?
It's going great. I'm going to run up. So he's currently facing to the right? So any attack I do, if I sort of run...
Yeah, I'll give you a bonus.
Here.
Yep.
And then I can kind of take a swing at him from behind.
Yep. So, like, as he's charging and quite literally stomping on one of the mercenaries and swinging at one of the others, you quickly try and go to flank. Given his size, you'll get a plus 60 to attack. He's already had his attack this turn, so let's go with yours. So, swing away, sweet prince.
Plus 60.
Plus 60 in total.
Oh, damn. Son.
That's pretty decent. He's going to roll in defense. Plus 10 SL. That's pretty nice. 10 down. Okay, not a terrible roll for him, but that is really decent from you, though. 20 damage done to his body. A really decent chunk of damage goes in. I mean, the only place you can really get to is his nuts. So I dare say one of them is probably a little bit more squishy as your hammer slams into it. Ugh. Okay. Well, nicely done. You'll have 2 advantage now, which is going to be very useful for dodging and staying alive. Celip, this is the first time in the campaign you've got to charge anything. How are you feeling right now?
Well, I failed my tarot roll, so...
You have to use a resolve to stay and fight and do stuff, or you run away.
Well, I guess I used my resolve then. Let's remove that.
1 resolve down. I think
all my resolve's gone now.
Where did the first one go?
Bar fight?
No, I've been resetting it for you guys. Because we haven't sorted motivations. We'll come back to that after the session. Do not worry. Charge, sweet prince. Skullplate didn't have his advantage either, so I've just taken an extra wound off for that, Celep, for the extra damage you would have done. So plus 60 for you, Celep. The advantage is really going to come into play when it comes to defending.
My advantage says 1, my modifier says minus 50. Is that right, so?
That's for your broken conditions. I think what we're going to do for now is I'll take them off for a second. So, right, just swing away and then I'll put them back on. There's probably another way to do this, but...
Better.
It's not bad. It's not bad. All right. Come on, giant. Come on, giant. Stomp on him. The giant's rolling well. Not well enough, but... Okay, 14 damage to the left arm. He's already got no armor on there, so your hack quality's not going to remove any more. Yep.
Yeah, never mind. I was just thinking about adding 1 SL, but does that actually influence the...
Nothing. Plus 1 damage, effectively, so I'm afraid nothing too noteworthy. You now have 2 advantage. So I'm going to keep a track of who's done the most to him. Thus far, it seems like Skullplate. Lazarus, how's it going?
Hello.
You've just watched him tread on 2 people. How are you feeling?
Nervous. But I do have my secret weapon. I'm thinking I'm going to move... roughly over here, and then I'm going to switch to my dagger.
Okay, you're going to try and throw the dagger out, yeah?
Well, I have to switch, don't I?
Yeah, okay. I will say, given that it's a throw, you want to throw a dagger, I'll allow you to briefly hold your longbow in one hand while you throw it, assuming that's what you're doing, or are you stabbing?
I'm throwing.
You're throwing, okay. Yeah, you'll have to, on the sheet, actually equip it so you can actually do this, but he won't be able to dodge, so make that. Do you want to make the throw first and see what you get?
Sure. Why not? Difficulty, please.
Plus 60. Because it's so fucking big. Like, you really can't miss this. It's the size of a house. That's pretty damn good. Okay. And that goes... You happy with that going square in the middle of the chest? Probably close to where the heart is with the 2.
Ooh, going towards the heart. That'd be good. Poison. Good circulation. I'm good with that.
Okay. 9 damage, and that will be... Okay. It doesn't seem like it doesn't much at the moment, Lazarus, but you were given the instructions that it may take a little bit of time to take effect, but it lands straight into his heart. He does reel back a little bit from this. We'll come on his turn, though, to more of a reaction, and you do gain 1 advantage for that, Lazarus. Reinhard, we're going to have to...
I'm going to burn a resolve.
Yeah. Okay, that allows you...
I am steadying my nerves.
Okay, so plus 60 for your crossbow.
I'm targeting. I'm gonna shoot him. I'm not even gonna move. I'm just gonna steady myself.
Yep. Geez, some broken conditions are rough. Right, fire away.
So plus 60. Okay.
Yeah, is your crossbow loaded? It's all loaded. It's all ready to go. You've got 4 bolts.
Yep.
Hey, that's still a hit.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's just tasty. Okay. That's a pretty reasonable chunk of damage as you send a bolt into this monster. You can gain yourself 1 advantage. Merc down here. They killed Steve, Dave, and Aaron! Ah! He's off. Ralph. It's fighting with your friends currently, but there's no penalty to hit it because it's several times larger than them. What would you like to do?
Roll fear first.
I will say it didn't come towards you, so I will spare you the fear test for this moment.
Okay.
I'm going with like a 30-degree arc for the fear, so...
Okay. Oliverina's titties. Puts a big boy Just shit. Don't forget. Don't forget.
Don't forget to target it. Don't forget to load your weapon.
It was plus 60.
Yep. Nice. Okay. I'm just going to also delete this purple box so things look a little bit more aesthetic. My apologies for taking so long on doing so. Now we are pretty. Right. A reasonable amount of damage into his chest. The giant is looking a little bit roughed up. This guy is definitely running as well. This guy actually gets to make a cool test. I forgot about that to see if he can recover. He's going to make a call. It's going to be average because he's ran away. Yep, okay. Yeah, it should be because of his conditions. Right. Wow, you're actually just not coming back from that until you get a massive bonus. Yeah, fair play. That guy on minus 12. Wow, okay. So they basically will get a larger bonus each round. Okay. Merc down here. I'm going to give him a slight penalty of minus 10 just to not hit anyone, but it's going to be pretty negligible. A reasonable, pretty small amount of damage. Next merc. We're going to run out of arrows. No, they're fine. They're fine. Nearly done. Not bad. Not bad. Left arm again. He's looking pretty roughed up. Giant time. No advantage. Skullplate's done the most damage to him thus far. So he is going to kick you out of the way, Skullplate, as he moves on to swipe at Celep afterwards. So first for you, Skullplate. There is your... And so, I would suggest dodging. Yeah, I would suggest dodging. You will have your plus 20 because of your advantage. So you can either put that on the modifier or an average test.
I thought that was 92.
That is definitely a successful dodge, as you are now up to 3. Celeb.
Yarr!
He is now going to... yeah, he is just going to swing at you.
Roger.
Okay, you have your dodge with a plus 20.
Plus 20. My modifier still says minus 30 though.
Change the modifier to a 0. I don't know if technically resolve makes you ignore those conditions. It probably doesn't, but we'll say it does for now. And then, you know, we'll just have to kill a dragon to compensate.
Well,
okay.
That looks like a reroll.
Yes, that's a dead Celeb. That's still a dead Celeb. Do you want a corruption point for another reroll?
Corruption point. Go.
Hell yeah.
That's
okay.
I'll let you add your corruption points as you stay alive against this for now.
Slightly mad.
And I will say, as a repositioning, he's just gonna sort of move around and now be here because he's basically just stomping and moving through. Probably. Ralph, let's have that fear test now.
Okay. Just challenging?
Yeah, just as he comes closer to you.
So that is a reroll.
Not a bad one to reroll.
You know what I'm going to do?
Yep.
I'm going to say that I roll a 1.
You do have a resolve still. to ignore psychology.
Just roll a 1.
Well, you can use a resilience to do that, but the resolve just means you ignore it this round.
No, yeah, that's the one I mean. Yeah.
Yep. So you're just going to...
Otherwise, you have to keep on rolling every turn. So.
Okay, so you're going to burn that resilience to pass that test. No longer affected by fear. You are absolutely ready for the skull plates. Swing away.
When he's moved away, I'm going to get another charge in here.
Yep. You get your plus 60 again.
Yeah, I'm running straight up to his ass.
Literally in it.
Yes. Good luck clicking on your token now. You can press.
Entering the cloaca.
You can press
Why
C.
have I got a minus 10?
Just remove it.
So it's mine. So it's plus 60, but I've got 3 advantage.
Plus 60 in total. Just cap to sort of max possible.
Boo. Okay.
Ooh, that is a decent hit. Nice. Let's see how he defends himself. Not a good roll from him either. Okay. That is going to be a decent amount of damage to his body. And we need to come to what happened to his body in a second.
Take this, you big bastard.
13. Okay. Half of that was you cleaving into him with your... Ooh, a gaping chest wound. Half of that was you cleaving into him, hitting him in the chest. Skull plate. I'll say that he turns around just for the sake of this making sense now. As you cleave this into the lower portion of his abdomen, you see the veins around this dagger that is lodged into his chest have grown a blackish grey, and he seems to, with his left hand, be clutching at his stomach and is reeling out in pain right now. It seems to be more concerned with the dagger, although touches it briefly to try and remove it and screams out in agony. Celeb, you got your plus 60.
Whoop. Time to start swinging again. By the way, do I not have to do a cool test to see if I get rid of my stuff?
You're engaged. Well, you weren't at the beginning, but I think you do the test at the end. So for you at the moment, it's still going to be using another resolve to be able to do this for now. So your next resolve is gone. Yep. So this is your last round of I'm willing to fight this shit. Nice.
Oh, I can live with that.
It's a crit at least. Okay, and pretty bad by him. A decent chunk of damage out of his lower abdomen as well, cleaving in where Skullplate's hammer had struck him.
Yeah, in that nice gaping open wound, toss that fucking hammer in.
He is right next to you. Let's see what you can do.
What's the crit damage?
Oh, thank you for the reminder. Pulled back. That is now... Thank you for the reminder. Combat. Doink, doink. And... Okay. We will be using critical hit rules for this character once he goes to 0 wounds as well. Lazarus, it's you to go.
Alright, I'm gonna shoot my longbow at this giant. Very easy still.
Still very easy. Nice hit. That might be enough to inflict that first. That's our first critical from him. Minor head cut, 1 bleeding condition. Okay. That's his first critical. As you send this into his head, effectively has a 10% chance to die each round now. Other than that, when you damage him now, you're inflicting critical wounds on him. Reinhard, you've got your crossbow out. What are you up to?
I'm just going to reload it.
Okay. Roll me that test, please. And that will be your last, one more resolve gone as well to stay here and cope with this shit. Definitely a successful test. That is a critical as well. I'll give you a bonus to your next shot. Just remind me of that. These two, it's really not worth rolling for them at this point. Ralph.
Yep.
Over to you.
Just still chanting Holy Venus titties. That's a big bleed.
Next rifle.
Yep.
Okay. Still a hit. And that's going to be another crit on the body. Tis but a scratch, an extra wound, and an extra bleeding condition. Okay. Now. Merc number 1 down here is... Yeah, he's just going to take a shot. Okay. One more crit. That's the third. Tis but a scratch. Right. Oh, one more. I need to really get rid of some of this shit. I keep leaving like 50 different sheets open at once. Absolute cluster on here. 55. Hang on, that was... Yeah, I know. Plus 60, I didn't do a lot of things with that one, so we'll just roll that again. Right, that is a miss, unfortunately. That's fine. Right, Merc. That was the second one. Giant. He's bleeding. I forgot I gave him the trait that means he won't die from blood loss. So who's he going to go for? Who's just done... The two dwarfs have both done a considerable amount of damage. However, someone is firing a really big, loud black powder weapon at him. So... I'm sorry, Ralph, but he's going to kick Celep first.
Yay!
Because you hit him with a stick, so... you get your plus 20... This is...
Yeah, that's a dead dwarf.
Bear with me a second, because we need to put your conditions back on now. There was 4, wasn't there? If I remember correctly. Right, so... Oh, yeah, shit. So, yeah, now you've got to try and dodge, but you get minus 40, I think, so it's pretty much a guaranteed crit.
Yeah, he can't dodge. His dodge is 25.
Yep.
Try and roll, because if you roll a 1 to 5, it's a success. Yep. So if you roll a 1 to 5, this will be a success.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, not even close.
So you can take the crit and see what it is, or you can just ignore the hit if you don't want to go down that route.
Honestly, with a stub toe from last time, let's see what the crit is. I'm curious.
Okay, and then if you don't want to take the hit, it will be a resilience. Right. Black eye.
I take that.
Brilliant.
Two blinded conditions.
Blinded. That's not good.
Yeah, okay.
But 2 turns, that's fine.
He's also running while blind. Okay. Now, charging towards you, Ralph, is a giant. You've already done your fear tests for now.
Yeah.
You've decided to stay.
Yep.
Come on, giant. I believe in you. Wow, that's pretty good. Okay, let's have that dodge roll, Ralph. And you've got your advantage. Probably would have had +1 advantage. Yeah, we didn't add on your advantage for last time for hitting, so yeah, you dodge.
Yep.
Congratulations, you are alive. Wow. Skull plates. It's nearly dead.
We're going in, boys. Charge at his back again.
Swing away. And the +60 again. It's to see how many crits we can inflict on this giant. He's got capacity for a few more. I'm counting them on my hand as we go. And he is going to roll this in response to this. I wonder if he'll get a lucky crit while defending himself. That's a no. All right. One more. Cracked ribs. Nice. Broken bone, minor, and gain a stunned condition. Okay.
Did you just stun a giant?
You would, but I made him immune to stun.
Good.
Because otherwise there's certain conditions that just make no sense for him, but he is pretty close to dying now, and he has a cracked rib. And a broken bone, so I will give him a penalty to doing stuff. Celeb, it's your turn. You have no resolve. You're running. Basically, with your eyes closed, could you roll me a... Actually, you're also on the floor prone.
Am I?
Yeah, because you were reduced to 0 wounds.
Oh, right.
So technically, you're on the floor, on your front, crawling around with a black eye in the opposite direction to the giant.
And poke my head on the next rock.
Yeah, pretty much.
Derby noises.
Lazarus, how's it going?
Hello. I like my positioning, so I'm just gonna target and fire.
Fire again. It's nearly down.
You still got fear on him, or does that not matter?
I passed my terror.
Yeah, you passed your... Technically, we didn't make you roll your fear test to move closer, did we? To throw your dagger. I think you were burning resolve anyway, so it wouldn't have had an impact by this point because you have 3 resolve. But yeah, can you roll me a cool check quickly, Lazarus, just to see if we have to use some resolve?
Difficulty?
Challenging. Okay. Reroll? Corruption? I'm just saying, corruptions are available. Okay, you think about running, watching Celeb crawling away. No, that's not a bad idea, actually. And you decide to stay. You can take your shot. Okay. Right arm. Let's see what he gets. A jarred arm. Drop wood. Okay, he holds his tree. He drops his tree trunk. Fantastic. Okay. Reinhard, you reloaded your crossbow. Plus 60. And
I got that extra.
And you got your extra
plus
bonus.
6.
Plus
Yeah.
60 is kind of the cap.
So-
But plus 60
yeah,
and it
cool.
will have extra bells and whistles.
Right, sweet.
Narratively speaking.
Let's give it a plus 60.
Yeah, that's yeah. Do you want to roll a dodge, Ralph? Are you tempting fate there? No, you're fine. You're fine. Let's have your plus 60 shot, Reinhard. Okay. I think we need 7. Okay. We are very nearly there. Ralph, how's it going?
Holy Farina's titties, you bleed out, you die now. Target, don't forget.
Right, what you shooting with him now? I will say he's engaged in melee with you now, having swung at you.
Shoot.
You
So
could
I
use
will-
your advantage to disengage.
And shoot or not?
Yeah, you can use your advantage to disengage without consuming your action, and then you can shoot at him with a plus 60.
Okay, then we do that.
Yep. Technically, you cannot fire a blunderbuss while dodging tree trunks.
It's big. I'm just putting the trigger in his general direction.
Okay, yeah, you really can't miss. I was so hoping for a black powder misfire. Okay. Nice. Dislocated shoulder. Is that the right
Yeah.
one as well?
Yeah.
His arm must be hanging off at this point.
Yeah. Your arm is wrenched out of its socket. Hard endurance test will gain the stunned and prone condition. Drop whatever is held in that hand. The arm is useless and counts for lost. Amputated part. Gain 1 stun condition until you receive medical attention. Fine.
Prone condition means he falls over backwards onto L plates.
Prone condition means he falls forwards.
Okay.
I'm assuming is he immune to prone?
I'm actually going to make him roll a test for this.
Okay.
I will make it a hard test.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Okay.
Hard enough.
he's fine.
Oh shit, this guy needs to make his cool test. Definitely needs to make a cool test.
Bye.
Yep. See you later, guys. I've shot 2 arrows. Bye.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, these two are like, okay, you got this. Seeing as he's kind of headed in their direction, they're off, and this will be the giant's last round of attack. Ralph, he's going to kick you now before moving on back to the others. So this is the last. I don't want to tell you how many hits he needs to die, but it's less than 2.
Slay that giant
Corruption
slayer.
reroll or a reroll.
This is still a normal reroll.
Okay.
This is corruption reroll.
Hey!
And
No, that sucks.
can I do another corruption reroll? Please say yes.
Can you reverse the numbers to make it 14 with something?
No, it doesn't have. Yeah, take another corruption if you like. I will say 2 corruption points for the next one, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't fail this one. Oh dear.
Should we just see what the critical hit is? You'll probably get a black eye.
yeah. Let's go with it.
That's just.
Dislocated head.
He's corrupted as fuck now, but
Yeah.
apparently he won by 3 SL. Oh, he did get -5.
Maybe if the crit is one removed
Oh, hang on,
arm,
you didn't
then-
need to do the last one. He rolled -5.
Not really.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was just kind of caught up in the drama of you doing all of these corruption tests.
Right. Yeah.
Did the second one pass? No, so you
No,
did need
no.
you did need a 1
Yeah.
corruption reroll. Okay.
Yeah.
So you did manage to dodge. He's now going to
Where's L plate?
under his nuts. He's
right.
he's going to turn around and try and slap you, skull plate.
With what? Because he hasn't got anything in his
He's
right
only
arm,
got
literally.
1 arm that's
So his
available
left
right now.
arm.
His good arm. I will make this a difficult roll.
Left arm, he's just going to try and swat you away.
It's not bad though. So you get your bonuses to dodge, which is 30.
Oh, did I not get another advantage? Because I had 3 last
Your
time.
cap is 3.
Oh.
Just keep on counting them up. I am on 12 advantage.
Yeah, pretty much. Advantage mean that you can't lose a fight like this after the second round, really, unless you roll like Ralph. Oof, close, but you do manage to dodge. And with that, it is your turn, Skullplate Helm Splitter.
Play him!
We can just don't roll 95 to 100. That's the only thing you need to not do.
Slay him.
Net one. Close
This is with you!
And what we'll do is, like, he's dead either way, so I'll just roll it against an old test.
Yeah. That arm is
Actually,
gone.
I will roll a new test just to see if he crits you in response, because that would just be memes. No. Okay, he's definitely dead. And nice. An absolute a minor cut.
Minor arm cut. That's
Death
good enough
by
to
1,000
remove the arm
cuts.
entirely.
How do you kill him?
So as he swung at me, I've dodged out of the way, and as the arm's passed me, I've swung my hammer around and then straight into his shoulder, which has then pushed his ribs through his heart
Okay. Right.
and given him a small cut on his arm.
Now what we're going to do is roll 1d12. I want you to imagine a clock. where the giant is.
Oh,
He's gonna fall.
Is falling.
I'll give you an easy dodge against that because that's kind of that's just Ralph. An easy dodge to not get flattened by, well, because it's not right. If it was 7, I would have said challenging. He's just determined to die. Do you have any rerolls left?
corruption point.
Corruption point, sure. When are we mutating, by the way?
Yeah, he's growing an extra arm.
Oh,
Shoot an
Okay,
extra pistol.
easy dodge for you, Ralph, from
I would have
Kislev.
said maybe fate would have been in order here.
Yeah.
Godly intervention, a gust of a Nordic icy wind blasting you to the side.
The giant is well and truly dead now. Oh, shit. So I did forget on one of the rounds to give him the additional damage from the dagger.
From the dagger, yeah.
And that's my bad. So apologies for that. The corpse lays there, stone cold. The reach of these grey and black veins seem to gradually be spreading throughout his body. Seems to be like having an ash-like colour to it. He lays there, dead. What's everyone up to?
Lazarus, are you going to tell us
I'm gonna
anything?
start screaming, "Don't touch the body!"
We don't need his head.
We can't take its head.
We didn't use the dagger, did we?
Oh,
Yes, we
you did. Yeah, it was thrown into its chest.
Right into its heart.
Well, I'm not doing anything because I'm sitting on my little rock here, blinded, and yeah.
I'm gonna go and see if Celep's okay. Gonna wander over, see if he's alright.
Yeah, I could probably need someone to lead me around because I got 2 blind conditions. So I probably can't see on any of the eyes.
Yeah.
All right.
You doing that?
What's Ralph doing?
just shot it in the
Securing the
head.
kill.
Yes.
Mercy. I'll cure your blindness.
Double tap, baby.
Nice.
Okay.
California titties, you fucking cunt.
Oh no!
A portion of its skull sort of collapses in on itself as you do so.
And I'm reloading the next weapon, next
Wait,
shot
you
already.
shot it in the head again?
Yep.
Okay. Don't. If you do that one more time, we're doing some PvP. Don't do that again.
But he wants the cards.
Right. Well,
Can I do anything with Celep? Can I bandage him up or just sort of like hold him
He
and say
basically just
it's
needs
all right,
some,
buddy.
some
Come
nannying
here.
for a bit. Yeah, just
Come
like
here, man.
black eye
I've
and
got you.
such.
Yeah.
Just hold my big punty hand. And
Yeah.
and
Like a baby. And I'll go, no. I'll be like, I've got you, buddy. I'll sort of like try and prop you up.
Okay.
Alright, well, the healer's clearly not interested. Can we go and have a look at where the giant came from?
Sure.
Maybe there's some baby giants.
Stay with Celep.
Smells pretty
Body.
bad over there as you arrive. There are a few dead beastman corpses as you pass by,
I live with manlings. I'm used to the smell.
followed by doink, a few other corpses. One looks like peasants. They're wearing a strange colour scheme that you don't recognise. It's a weird assortment of armour.
fucking Bretons!
Yeah, you might
but I
assume
can't see
they've come from a land far away to the southwest.
Is this a cave or is this just
No,
an
it's just a den. So you're standing in the edge of it. There is a large bed that you noticed to your south. It seems to be a collection of trees that had been sort of compressed over a pile of logs. It's smelly. The only thing of note is that there is a size 2 Bretonnian shield, and there is still a salvageable sword on his back, and a plate helm. The rest has been effectively either sat on, trodden on, or compressed to the point it's kind of scrap metal. But
We could take it anyway, right? Melt it down. Hey, Celeb, come and look at this. Oh, sorry.
Hardy.
The prospect of metal perhaps excites you. I will say you are exhausted currently, Celeb, having just narrowly escaped with your life.
Smart enough to ask if anyone checked for the corpse of the mercenary that got killed. If he has any of the money we paid him on his body. I think one of them died, right?
Two of them got squished.
Yeah, well, better check the corpses for the money.
Cool, I'm pretty close. So I'll prop him up on the rock and go and have a look at the corpses.
Okay.
They have no use for it anymore.
I will
Spend
say...
a bit of time to see if there's anything else other than the metals and stuff. I think we will collect them up.
Yep. So a few bits of armor that you salvage off of the knight. The corpses are completely flattened. Celeb, Reinhard, Lazarus, as you look at them, there is a pulp of sort of jam that is where they are. It is up to you if you wish to loot through that for a coin purse, but I will say the innards are on the outside largely.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through it.
Okay, can you make me a challenging cool test, please?
Oh, challenging cool test will do.
Should I make one as well?
If you're going through the bodies,
I'll
then
take
yes. Yeah, sure.
I'll take everything.
I will say with that, you are able to stomach it, and you are able to get 2 gold crown back.
Sweet.
I'm assuming I'm not bothered. Searching through here, there's nothing. Or do I need to roll anything?
Lazarus also fine. Nope, there's not much else to find there, skull plate.
Alrighty.
I would normally go and collect my crossbows, my bolts out of the corpse, but as Lazarus shouted, "Don't disturb it," I'm going to leave them there.
Sure.
And just be like, yeah, they're my trophy bolts stuck in him.
Okay. Good stuff. And I will say, after this glorious fight, Ralph, you can have a resilience point back. For a fight fought well.
We should take the giant club and use it as a trophy for that rat.
Trophy. It's huge. Can we pick that up?
It's a tree.
Hack it down.
I got rope in my bags, and I'm
I got
optimistic that I have probably the card somewhere around, right?
You're taking
I've
the
got rope
giant's
as well.
club. You can take
Yeah,
its
but-
hand, which is what you were told you could sever. And
See, I didn't want to bring that up because you didn't say that. And
yeah, that's also because you didn't say that you needed to take the hand.
Yeah, you didn't.
Well, one of his arms fell off. Let's take that, because that was severed from his body. Wasn't it? At some point.
I think-
it was dislocated. It acts like an
I
amputee.
will say, because it's also quite convenient, that the grey texture that is affecting his body has not affected one of its arms, which is clearly dislocated and hanging by a thread. So Lazarus, looking at the corpse, whatever this dagger is doing to this, it does not seem to be affecting that arm.
I'd say we can cut off that arm right there where the infection hasn't spread yet.
Do we want the arm or do we want the hand?
Hand's easier to transport.
That's what I thought.
Smaller.
I'll use my hand axe and
Okay.
hack the wrist.
Okay. Takes several cleaves to go through the wrist. The bone is probably as thick as your leg, if not your entire body. But eventually you hack through. Probably takes you the best part of, I'd say, half an hour. It's like cutting through a
Shoot
tree
it off.
trunk.
Stop the hacking. I will shoot it off. Just put my blunderbuss on it and...
That's not going to work.
No?
No.
All right.
Okay.
I'll also point towards the halberd and say, "Is this any easier?"
The halberd wouldn't be. I've got my
Hand axe.
The halberd has hack. It is technically would be the quicker of them. But in meta talk. But in either case, you're able to gather up the rest. I will say after about 5 minutes, the chaps come back and inquire regarding the dead and go over and pay their respects to their fallen comrades. A couple of them taking coins, placing them on where you might imagine the eyes would have been, and they begin to, a couple start to dig a grave. Fairly shallow, quick job, but
Phew. Don't want a walking dead here.
okay.
We slayed a giant. Oh yeah, cheers for coming, guys.
Cowards.
That reminds me. Reinhard also exhausted. You've got that post-adrenaline. Oh my god. That's what terror does to you.
Okay.
After you recover from those fleeing conditions, your body is just, it's that post-adrenaline shock of just like, I could probably nap on the cart on the way home. So I'll say half an hour goes by, a shallow grave is dug, but enough to put the mush of the corpses. They do not check for any items in any of the possessions that they do find. They put into the grave with the people, cover their eyes with a couple of coins, silver, before placing the dirt onto the corpses. Now, bear with me 1 second.
You mean the paste?
The goo.
Yeah, exactly. The goop. Yeah. Who wants to roll me a D100?
I'm going to roll you a D100. Oh, no, somebody's...
Nope. Yeah,
Okay, I'm going to go with the first roll, number 1.
That's a D10.
That was a D10, so it's
Okay.
10.
So it's a 10. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
But it's both 10.
I have to look something up very briefly. So, chat, or I will allow you guys to converse with each other about Verena's titties and what the hell just happened. I will say, Skullplate, you're pretty close to getting a fate point back. Don't worry.
Nice.
Hashtag
Giants
soon.
near cute.
Yeah,
Giants.
resilience more for fights, fate more for like huge narrative events. But soon.
Mr. Skullplate,
Yes.
you did justice to your ambition, I think.
The giant
did-
slayer.
You did very well.
Apart from the part where I'm still alive.
Well, maybe it was not honorable enough for you.
Think of it that you have a greater death to achieve now.
You have a bigger destiny. It does look favorable on you, I think.
For that ugly face of his, we need a bloody corn demon.
Start with the dragon.
A dragon.
Dragon.
Do you know where there's a dragon?
No.
I'm sure I can find
Dragon
one.
than a demon?
I know where one is. In your mom's kitchen.
Reinhard.
Yep.
For a moment, you get a little lightheaded. Close your eyes, a small rub. And for a moment, in the darkness, you see the faces of the two individuals that you had taken the coins from. Briefly. You'd been travelling with them for a few days, so you recognise their faces. Their figure is ghostly in appearance. It lasts a couple of seconds before they fade. Both of them sort of scouring at you.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what's everyone up to? I assume heading back to Bogarthen.
Yeah. Do we want to take this hand back while it's still reasonably fresh? Is that on the way back, or?
Yeah, it's in Bogarthen.
Right. Okay. I couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah.
They're expecting it as proof of the giant's demise for the grudge to be settled. And so we will have a little bit of a time skip over the next few hours, because this is a fair trek away. We're at the base of the Grey Mountains now. We now have to travel all the way to Bogarthen, which will take us to the evening of our session. And what we shall do is take a brief break and be back in 5 minutes. So we'll see you all then. Take care. Howdy doody, ladies. Welcome back to Bogenhafen. Do you like my map? I made it yesterday on stream. It looks sweet.
It's awesome.
I'm pretty damn happy, actually. Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
So, the group arrive back. Reinhard, Celeb, slightly worse for wear. Somewhat exhausted, even. Rex and Sighard, you meet them outside a tavern, I assume, where you've been waiting, or at a designated location? Kind of hard to miss them with a cart and a giant's hand inside it.
Cool. Well, you did it then, guys. Well done. So, what the hell happened to you?
You know, didn't really watch out and.
Well, dear mate. Here you go. So I pass him bottle of spirits, which is whiskey. I'm sure that'll cheer you up, mate.
Yeah. I'll share this with our road warden here. Don't know why I rolled R suddenly. Must have bit me tongue.
Hey Ralph, did Millie make it back? It's the name of my rifle.
But I'm not sure. Was this it?
No, that's your one.
Oh, then sorry, no.
Oh well. Did it at least help?
Oh yes, it did good. It did very good. You can be proud.
Well, I will be. Thanks, man. But no, it was a nice rifle, and I shall remember her. Anyway.
I will say, seeing as you have a cart with a giant's hand, not only did the guard sort of step back as you went past through the gates, it is raining, but the majority of those walking by in the streets are sort of looking at it and gossiping, spreading the word, etc. There is a lot of hustle and bustle going on right now. Seems to be centered around you and your deeds.
It's a copper to look. Don't ogle it.
Okay.
Shall we get this?
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think you, gentlemen, Reinhard. So I think you shall look at the going and seeing the priestesses or something. They look like you need a little bit of.
Hey, something you would like that.
Hey, mate, Miss Crystal and her girls. Just tell them I sent you. They'll sort you right out.
He got me booze, and I guess the warden will need it.
Reinhard
Onwards.
takes one of those bottles and puts his hand over your shoulder, Celeb, drinks, and with a pale look on his face, leads you down the road to one of his favourite taverns.
Well, Celeb is singing and Kazalites, walk songs. Quieter.
All right, Tulu. I love this.
All right.
Well, he seemed to enjoy himself.
Doink. Doink.
Well, Master Skullplate, my condolences, but we still have a demon to take care of, so maybe there's a better doom for you yet.
Aye, lad. Aye. Right, let's hand this bloody thing off.
Yeah, let's get this.
Yeah.
Let's get this to the Masons Guild. As they're pushing the cart along, I want to take a look in. If I see that shield, I want to see if I recognize any of the heraldry on it.
Sure. Roll me law heraldry.
Oh, you're moving me.
Yes, I am. But at least I didn't shoot you in the bum.
Yeah.
As we walk, I'm going to walk next to Rick and sort of regale him with the story of the battle.
Good. Clue him up. Average test.
Average.
Sighard.
Sounds like you did a lot there, Skullplate.
Aye. Trying to get him to kill me. Stupid bastard.
Yeah, he didn't sound that interested, to be honest, did he?
More fool him, eh?
So, Bretonnian Sighard. Nobility? You're not familiar with that many Bretonnians, but that's what you get.
Well, we'll see if we can figure out who that belongs to, and send it back to the family then.
Might be able to. There might be like a bloke in town that might be a bit more clued up on Bretonian.
There might be an envoy around. Take a look.
Might be worth having a check.
First, let's get this,
first we get rid of this.
We need a temple built.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's where we head.
You are outside the Masonry Guild. They, to your right, seem to be constructing some sort of marbled structure. A large amount of dwarven and human workers, even some halfling quartermasters mixed in, it would seem, all busily working on some large building. In front of you, though, a sign outside Achaidh, a smaller series of humble, stoic-looking dwarven buildings, similar to your own miners' guild back in town. Stepping inside, you're welcomed by a dwarf, the very one you have spoken to before, who, peering over your shoulder, is somewhat amazed to see the hand of a giant on a cart, so much so that the pipe falls out of his mouth.
Skullplate after you.
Why, thank you, good sir. Yeah. I'll grab the hand and sort of manhandle it off the cart and throw it on the steps of it.
Okay, I'd say it's about the size of you. So, a fairly...
I'll assist him.
Roll me an average strength test, Skullplate, to see how well you do on your own before Rex comes to help.
I step underneath the awning to get out of the rain. Light my plate back up.
Average.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good cause, Sigurd.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a bit like
when
when you see a dude carrying a fridge freezer on his own, but he's fairly well practiced. The hand probably barely fits through the door, but you carry it through and lump it down on one of the stone tables, I assume. And at this point, the gentleman had picked up the pipe, put it back in his mouth. It falls out again. I wasn't expecting you to come back so soon.
Sounds like it all, mate.
Not really, no.
One grudge settled, my friend. One grudge settled.
Pulls out a piece of paper, rolls it out on the table in front of him. It collapses off the end of the table onto the floor and then out another foot or two.
Can I do a quick perception check, see if I can read any of their grudges?
You can do a perception test, but you don't speak Catholic.
Oh.
I do. Yeah. Should I do a perception test?
I mean, if you want to read some upside down.
I have no skills.
Huh.
Well,
press the arrow.
Oh, you're in extended tests.
Oh, there it goes.
There you go.
Yep. Right.
Haha, crisis averted. I will say, yeah, sure, roll a challenging perception because you're trying to read something half upside down, Skullplate, while it's on the floor, while not making it look too obvious. Yeah, Rex, you just know this is Gazalid dwarf stuff.
Yeah.
Challenging perception. He does call a few of his other assistants over, and they all come to look at the hand, and a few of them are poking it and pressing it. Some even get out some tape measures and begin assessing it. Well, a deal is a deal, so we'll start, looks to it, tomorrow, as per agreed, as soon as it was done. So we'll redivert some of the workers, I suppose. Begins looking through ledgers, and he looks somewhat flustered and panicked by this. Clearly not expecting a group to return with a dead giant's appendage. And effectively on his list is a long list of grudges, but one is crossed off.
I assume there will be no delay in keeping your oath.
There's
a very large one.
The Masonry Guild of Borghafen is never delayed.
I had thought so, my friend. I thought so.
Aye.
Well, we do have a couple people already there starting on it, but it's rudimentary at the prop moment. And then I give him my brother's name, tell him that he's overseeing it right now, so that he knows who to contact. I can get with.
Very well. We'll work to the specifications that he gives us, and we'll get to work post-haste. Should have it done around about a month or 2.
Wow.
A month or 2 for dwarven buildings? Surely not.
It's a bloody temple!
Aye.
Not
But
a bloody cave or some ungy tavern.
We do need this post haste.
Well, as best you can, my friend, as best you can. We'll see what we can do to round up some more.
It'll be fine, guys. It'll be fine.
Yep. I have full faith in that door.
I'll say he does pull his spectacles down over his nose. I could remove a few of the trimmings for you.
Well, we can always do the stuff later. We need to have mostly have it built by a certain period of time.
Very well.
Well, guys, we're going to have to get the taverns to get some beer in. Oh, no.
I've got one more thing to say to him, and I'm going to say to him in Casalid, so these guys wouldn't know us saying it. But basically, it's about disparaging remarks about what the humans would see as good building versus dwarven buildings. So a few bits of corner cutting here and there. It is only for humans, after all.
Okay, I'd say his response is that it's their reputation on the line, so it will have to meet their standards regardless of whoever's going to use it, but noted.
Sure.
Noted.
And
Okay.
I'll just nod,
Yep.
and we leave.
Like I said, as long as it's mostly built, we just have to have very good progress on it. And
Yep.
I have more faith in I do most human builders.
Okay.
Or all human builders, for that matter. So, again, much obliged. We'll be heading out probably here soon in the next day as well. So we'll probably meet you back in town. Hatch out anything else you may need.
We just recruited, a young laddie from there. What was his name? It'll come to me.
Oh, and
Wasn't Harry, was it?
No.
one other thing. Does anyone in town know anything about Bretonians? Or heraldry, or their nobility?
There's enough people here to know something about everything, but got to find them. Bretonian Wazooks.
Yep. I mean, we can check with the magistrate. They might have a good idea where
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm staying.
Oh, thank you.
Don't see too many of them round here, though. Tend not to come much past the pass. Not too welcome. On account of them talking like Wazooks. Dressing like it, too.
Alright then.
Alright, have a nice day. Bye.
Wait, before I leave, Master Dwarf, I have one question.
Aye.
Where can I find a good quality carpenter or carver?
Sort of pauses and looks at you. The Carpenters Guild?
Well, I didn't know if the carpenter... I need a statue made.
Aye.
So I
Stone
wasn't sure.
or wood?
Wood.
Stone?
Carpentry, mate.
Wood.
Stone? Wood. Very well, Ungy. Points next door.
Thank you.
It's got wood shamed.
Okay, Lazarus goes off looking for a carpenter, of which there's probably about 50 at work within this very large workshop. Meanwhile, what are the group up to?
Pub?
Yeah, we'll get them the drinks.
Let's get a drink, yes. I'm feeling quite good and happy because not a scratch on me.
Still alive, mate.
Yes. I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Speaking of that, do we have to roll any mutations now?
You're the guy in charge, so...
Yeah, we do have one roll, but for the life of me, I can't remember the rules. I've never actually got a player this high in corruption before. They normally...
you want me to see at least what it is, and then...
Yeah, why not? While Ralph's feeling fine.
Yep, minor mutation table. Yep.
Does he really look fine?
Uh-oh.
That is miscast. That's not the right one.
Not switching.
Oh, apparently it's tangled now.
I think you have to roll whether it's mental or physical first, don't you? And you have to roll to see whether you get one. Maybe we should do it afterwards.
Or maybe we should do that afterwards.
Well, why is he entangled?
When we come to one of the scenes in a moment, Ralph, when we're going through Sighard stuff, if you have a little look for me. And then we'll come back to it.
I didn't catch that.
When we come to one of the scenes with Sighard or Rex in a moment, if you have a little look, and then let me know.
I'll look. All right,
I assume you do a test first, and then we come to what happens. Right, so presumably you let Lazarus know where you're going, so he can meet you there in a moment. Lazarus, are you commissioning a project while you're here?
Yes, I'm going to commission that statue of Raya. And I was like, whatever quality 1 gold can get me.
Okay, you get 1 gold's worth of carving to a. I would say that they have a few trinkets on offer. They do a lot of construction work here, but there are a few that spend a bit of time doing more ornate works and
I'd
aesthetic.
explain to them it's for a shrine.
Yeah, they will say that they can have it made, and you can come and collect it in a few days.
Excellent, thank you.
All right, so I think we'll just move along to you in a tavern. Sighard, are you going with? What is your plan?
I will. I'm gonna give Skullplate a few silver for food and stuff, and then I'm gonna go find the magistrate for that shield.
Okay.
And I'll meet them back at the tavern. Hopefully it won't take too long.
Rightio. So, we'll quickly do the magistrate now, because that doesn't take too long. There is it's not too far of a walk, in fact. Yeah, near the town hall and the town courts. I will say you get pointed in the direction of Bretonnia again. You already knew this, not too much of a surprise. It's one of the southern noble families. They think they don't keep records of all of them because Bretonians suck. But they sort of point you towards some of the towns adjacent to Bretonnia might have more knowledge of this, but it is
so, like known south.
I will say we're probably looking toward, like, if you headed to somewhere like maybe Uberschreik or somewhere sort of on the border of Reichland. So where am I looking? Natural fact, maybe, probably Helmgart, in fact. Largest trade, much more trade with Bretonnia compared to Boeghaven. So Helmgart would be the place to ask, but his guess is most likely some knight trying to sort of fulfill an oath or an honor or complete a task to become a proper knight. And I don't know, he doesn't know that much about Bretonnia, just that they end up doing a lot of silly stuff, getting themselves killed. And they dress weird and talk funny.
Well, yeah, indeed. Well, much obliged. Then I'll head back. I'll start heading back to the...
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Meanwhile, Ralph, Rex, and Skullplate are enjoying a pint, with Lazarus joining moments after. A warm tavern.
Can I have a eavesdrop? What's people talking about?
Sure. Average gossip.
Perception?
Oh, do you want to talk to them or just listen?
Just listen for now.
Okay. Average perception.
Oh, I'd rolled a challenging because I'm special. I think I would have failed anyway. Oh no. I would have passed.
The obvious stuff is that someone just went past with a cart with what looked like a giant's hand inside. The rest are mumbles to you in quite a noisy tavern.
Well, boys. So, temple sorted. Well, started. So, that's good. Now, if only we could figure out the crap that's going on with the Tom family, I think we might just about pull this off.
Let's not forget we need to be attacked.
I'm sure that once we remove the stone that is probably in the basement, that will be a reality, but it's whether we can survive the attack is my next concern.
I have another theory on that. What if all my visions have come true except for one so far, and it's the one where I'm being attacked by the bear? What if it's the bear that's causing that wall that I keep seeing? That preventing the beastmen from...
But yeah, that...
So, yes.
But what if that wall was actually just a symbol of the stone's like limit of its its range or something?
Remember a couple months ago that when was it Yeoman was wrestling the bear and then was talking with it? Well, he did say that the animals were the ones protecting us.
Yeah,
but anybody here, because you know, I knew this guy. He was like a top guy, but not so, you know, not so extra army, and he did like magicians. Maybe we can find somebody that knows about this stuff.
Like,
who would you want to talk to that knows about black magic?
Oh, well,
I don't know. I'm just seeing if we know somebody, not you know.
Well, the only thing I can think of is Gilly.
Well, let's not accuse her of anything, but yeah, she's got good intel.
I'm sorry, I'm not accusing her of anything. She just made a random dagger do that, what Skullplate said to a giant.
Yeah, and it helped.
Yeah,
and
I'm not. Okay, right. Let's put a pin in that for a minute. But yeah, it helped, sure. But I'm worried now. What's going to happen next with that thing? Because I don't think that thing's going to stay there.
How's that saying go? It's like, the demon today is the devil tomorrow. We'll have to deal with it later.
As we do with everything that we touch around here.
I'm sure it will be fine. I mean, I've never heard of like a zombie giant before, so should be fine. Knock on wood.
Well, I think questioning this Gilly is a good thing. What do you think, Rex?
Me questioning, well, I think we'll get Sigurd to do the questioning. She seems to like him.
Yes. But be sure to wear protection.
This is where I walk in. Hey, what are we all talking about?
I'm gonna like clink mugs with Ralph for that. Hey!
What you can do is you can cut off a finger on one of your gloves. Use that.
Yes, or you can, you know, take a pig and take its intestine, and then you have to rinse it in the river a bit, and then tie a knot. That's what the guys used to do in the back streets, you know, where I live.
Well, you know, you just slap them about a bit afterwards, and then they don't call you anymore. Oh, wait, sorry. Different protection.
What in the hell are you all talking about?
Oh, hello, Sigurd, you're right.
We're hooking you up with a date.
Yeah, I saw who you tried to hook me up with last time. We'll see about that.
But you didn't give it a fair chance now, did you?
Sure. No, I sure didn't.
Now,
Anyway,
we're
gentlemen.
gonna need you to make the devil of tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Boy.
All right, I'll give you that one. And clink mugs with Lazarus.
Haven't you all seen enough demon babies for a little while?
Yeah, actually, I'll tell you what, boys, that stuff fucking hurts.
How your nightmares doing?
My nights are just fine, my friend.
I think
you worry about me.
I think after today I'm taking some R&R.
I think next time we need to find ourselves a bigger demon.
Oh, from what the elves have mentioned, and I know you don't like them much, but it seems like there's a much bigger one at play. Because
Well, if you saw,
even after we took care of Brother Tom, they are fairly certain I'm still cursed, regardless of.
You want to keep your voice down?
The table to your left and right are moving away as you are speaking. Toward the other side of the tavern.
I'm just going to be like, nah, he's just got really bad dice, all right?
No, this is before he said that.
Skills. All right.
He's got a fire crotch.
And return to sleep and sort of just lean in and say very quietly, "Don't worry, I'll take care of you before the curse really sets in."
Yeah, that's
And I'll be don't worry, I'll be watching so I can tell the story.
Thank you.
See it over, chat.
Or Skullplate, you can let him turn into a demon, and then you can kill him and become a demon slayer.
No, I would let a friend turn into one of those things. Best of
I like Skullplate's idea better.
You just
I think it would make a better story, you know.
let's just take care of the problem instead of
all right,
worrying
fine.
about what could be.
You won't let anything bad happen to you.
I think next order of business is to probably go back to our friends at the Temple of Moor, their Rex, and describe the scene at the brothers' estate. Medallion, the body of the
I'm
brother
gonna be honest
Tom
with you.
there.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not looking forward to this because last time I described something to him, he ended up turning up with 50 guys.
Well,
just you know,
it's better to have. Yeah, well, what you told them turned out to be something verifiable. So hopefully we have some credibility that they will at least take our word seriously instead of thinking that we're just hallucinating things.
Very well, but we've also got to find that place that Fernando found. Find out what that word means.
Yes, we'll head over to we got a few places to go. Indeed.
So, should we get going, boys?
In all seriousness, we need to take care of Sigurd.
He's been fed and watered. I think he's all right.
Yeah. Feeling all right now.
I think you'll be all right for another hour or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before he needs his feet rubbing or something. Jesus.
So, what is the agenda for Bogarthen?
Start with Temple Moor.
Yeah, we can start at Temple Moor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or so it'll be Temple Moor, then the
historian,
library with the historian, and then probably Temple of Raya on our way out since we got to take Yarla back.
I might also want to pop to the bank just to.
Okay. Rex, when are you going to the bank?
I would have scrubbed up before.
Okay, so you're going to go and scrub up now? Temple of Moor's outside of town.
Temple of Moor, I need to be there to tell them.
Roger. Temple of Moor, and then you'll bugger off in a bit.
Maybe I'll bugger off for the historian.
Right. So, what are you asking at the temple? Let's just turn off the tavern music because that's not really.
I'm still in a tavern.
Yeah, don't worry, you'll load in a sec.
Cool.
Tavern is off. Okay.
I'm gonna assume that we're talking to the same brother that Rex and I talked to before.
Sure.
Probably. Since we've already got a rapport.
Yeah. This is the one who, let's say, fetched a friend, Rex, that you approach. A fairly frail-looking man, more studious in nature. Hello. Oh, hello again.
Hello again, Father. You doing all right?
Busy. Lots of dead. No news from Tom? No
Afraid not.
trouble?
Whatever you were looking for, whatever you're looking for, it's not really there.
Good. I pray to more that it will stay that way.
Well, got something else interesting you might want to hear about.
Oh.
Or at least give advice about.
Sure.
So I'm going to tell him about the house, the darkness that surrounded the house. When we went upstairs, and the body with the ritual cut. And then that's all I'm going to give away.
What about this is out of character, but what about the wings burnt into the sheets?
Oh yeah, we'll tell him that, and the pendant burn. But I'm just going to talk about that body. I'm not going to talk about the demon baby or any of that crap.
Sounds like the work of a cult. I'm afraid you would probably need someone. Probably need the witch hunters for this.
Oh, shit.
Sounds most serious. I would be cautious. Have any of you shown any side effects since? And starts examining sort of each of your faces and giving you a squint.
I just did the old Rex style smirk, be like, doing just fine, mate.
All right, well,
I wasn't even there.
The witch hunters should probably be notified. It sounds like the devil's work to me.
Yeah, we'll have to definitely do that.
We tend to the dead and have knowledge, in some cases, my colleagues in particular, of those who would disturb the dead, but this is another thing altogether, I think. It doesn't sound familiar from what I've seen of necromancy and various things.
Alright, well, thought it might have been up your street. Thought it was worth a chat.
Oh. Witch hunters. I would find them fast if someone like this is on the loose.
Indeed.
Though you will find them sparse round here. What with what's going on in the north?
What's going on in the north?
You're not from here, are you? It's amazing how little news gets to Tom.
Well, that's what happens when you have no trade.
Yes, rumours of a potential war starting. Enemy forces on the move. There's all sorts of rumours with who, but some around town have said it's the Greenskins, others that it's beastmen coming from the forest for a few of the towns north of Altdorf, calling for assistance, and a lot of military presence has been diverted only in the last week.
Right.
You really need to get out more in Tom, or get some sort of... Well, maybe it's nice to be in your own little world sometimes.
Not if that little world is... yeah. Anyway.
Well,
I want to describe that pendant that I saw on the Father, we recently took care of a cult, and one of the leaders of that cult, mutant, had a pendant around its neck, and then I want to give him the description of it.
Right.
He recognizes it.
Sounds like sounds a bit like Shalia to me. Maybe. Well, that's the closest I can think of, at least, and not the same, but... The iconography sounds like some similarity.
Indeed. Well, that gives me a start. Maybe the priestesses of Shalaia will have a better idea.
Yes, perhaps one of the sub cults or something. I'm not sure, but the way in which you describe it would indicate to me that some sort of healer, maybe. I don't know. Ask them. They might know more than me.
Well, thank you again, brother. And then I hand him a silver for his...
Thank you kindly.
Thank you for your
Remember
words.
to respect the dead.
Indeed.
Always do. After we walk away out of earshot, I'm just like, except for when it's a brother of Tom.
After you say that, his response is, respect them a little more.
To who?
All of you.
I haven't taken anything off of anyone.
Okay.
Anyway, alright. So, alright, you're gonna go clean up then?
Yeah, if you're going to the I'll go clean up, ready for the bank.
Okay.
Unless there's a temple of Shalaia between where we are
Yeah.
and the
Right.
library.
I'm going to pull you again. I'm not going to ask for permission. Yoink.
baby.
Yoink. No, like it's a fair old way to, yeah, especially if you go right the way down there, then come back again. Temple of Shalaia is where you are now, Sigurd.
Yeah.
Rex can jump into one of the bathhouses with a few coin.
I get to see Miss Crystal and her girls.
If you prefer to.
Yeah,
I'll say other side of town, but
yeah, it's a special thing.
a long walk through the plaza,
Yep.
a healthy stroll, but eventually you get there, and we'll come back to you in a mo.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Sigurd, Temple of Shalaia is in front of you.
Yes.
And I assume you're simply asking regarding the iconography.
Yeah, I'm gonna basically repeat the story that the same story that Rex just gave,
Okay.
and then again describe that pendant that was around the neck of Brother Tom,
Yep.
making sure that to point out that again he had feathers around his mutation, and then the pendant around his neck. Yeah.
Okay. I will say that. Okay. The name is fairly familiar to one of the older ones. She used to know Tom. Hadn't seen him probably in a good 10 years or so. The last thing she knew of him back then was that he was sort of working his way up in the world and was more concerned. She actually fell out with him because he was more concerned with treating nobility, merchants, and those of the upper classes than those that were truly in need. So, and she's a little bit sad to hear of his downfall, but relieved that you put an end to him, at least having heard that.
Yeah, I assure you, ma'am, he was very much an apostate when it came to your religion and was not doing you any favors.
Okay.
But the difference is in the pendant. Is it still a Shalaia thing, or is it?
Should say it's not by a long stretch anymore. Perhaps it was once, but it looks like it's been sounds like it's been meddled with, or like turned upside down and back to front, and bits changed. Like she's like, I'm assuming at this point you've just kind of sketched it on a piece of paper in terms of what you recall from it. She's sort of, her theory is that maybe it once was, but whatever it was now, she's not really familiar with it. But it looks like a distorted symbol of theirs.
Indeed. All right. Okay. And what did you make of the this, I don't know, murder scene? Does it sound familiar to anything you've heard about any type of local cults?
She shakes her head and seems nervous talking about such topics.
Well, man, that's fine. That's fine. We'll handle this with the witch hunters. Thank you much for your time. And then, yeah, we'll mosey on to the library.
Library in a moment. Glorious, glorious. Meanwhile, Rex is scrubbing up and I assume having a shave with a couple of the girls.
Yep.
Fair enough. In the hot tub, like in The Witcher 3.
Like The Witcher 3.
Yeah. In there, slightly less muscle, I will say, maybe. Ever so slightly.
Bits, mate. Jesus.
Yeah, okay. Similar amount, just a tiny bit less, maybe.
All right, fine. I can give you that.
Yeah. And
just
I will say it takes as long as it takes, but you come out of there a stronger man and a nicer smelling one, with your old investigator garments on, looking like a member of society that can walk freely.
I'm just going to turn back. Oi, Cheryl, Claudia, beautiful work, and just silver each to them.
All right. A whole silver coin.
Well, it's a tip.
It's fair.
But,
It's fair.
yeah. I'm fucking brass, man.
Yeah. Yeah. They're grateful. This isn't an upper class establishment, so it's fine.
Yeah.
You are free to go about your business. Where are you off to?
So I like to go to the bank, Sighard's ex-bank.
Okay, we'll go to the bank, then the library. So you head off to the bank. We'll just sort of drag you to this random building for now. Here's the bank.
Yay! Yeah.
Walk in. You walk in. You are welcomed.
Hello, sir. How can I help you?
Well, I'm going to be like, I am just scouring ahead for my noble family that have hired me to investigate your bank to see if it's worthy of their money.
He sort of goes to his side and gets, sort of nudges a younger, more authoritative-looking individual who steps in.
Yes, how may I help?
So, I'm looking... Well, I've been hired by a noble family to come here to evaluate your business to see if it's worthy of them bringing their business to you.
Right. Sure.
I'd like to know sort of who your main dealings with are. Who are your main relations with?
Well, most of the noble families in the area, and anyone who's anyone, really.
Okay.
Of course, there is a set criteria of class, and we would not deal with the riffraff and those who have broken the law, etc., etc.
Always good to hear, always good to hear. Now, I've heard some rumours about a bloke and his family. I was wondering if you might know anything about this. I drop in Sighard's name. I don't actually know I know his full name and character, but I can't.
Yeah.
Can't remember it.
Well,
I've heard something about this guy, and and he got kicked out of this bank. I was just wondering what was going on with that.
roll me an average charm test.
Woof. Oh, gosh.
Privileges and all, can't tell you too much, but got rid of that one just in time.
Oh, yeah?
Got himself in right old trouble. Don't know exactly what, but, well, he'll find out. There's a messenger around town looking for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
serious look on his face.
I'm sure he'll be pleased when that happens.
No. I know trouble when I see one.
All right. So, there wasn't anything else. Like, it was just, you just had a feeling, and you went with your gut, didn't you?
If we are tipped off by officials and we have sufficient word from trusted sources, then obviously we have our reputation to protect.
Well, we all do that, don't we?
Absolutely.
But anyway, I think I've seen all I need to see.
No problem.
But I shall hope to see you again, and maybe bring the noble head of the house with me when I give him a talk. Or give him. He sent me to scout Boggenhalf, and he's from further away, sort of known direction. He wanted to take a trip here. So.
All right. Well, send him over. Paperwork will be waiting.
Excellent.
And so, bye.
Hello. Leave.
Meanwhile, we go to the library.
I'm walking about halfway through.
Yep. Go away, Ludwig. You're not in this scene. Gotta find me some actors, because I'm just bringing up scenes as we go, because I didn't know what you were gonna do.
Well, hang on, no, we did give you a small list.
Well, I had like eight different things
That's not
that
true.
could have been, and I can't put them all on the list.
Things. The only thing that changed was the temple.
Stop denying my excuses. Right. You are welcomed into the building. Hello, yes. Welcome to the library and such.
Yes. Is my man Fernando around?
Fernando? Si, senor.
Fernando, my friend. Tell me you found something about that word that we couldn't figure out.
Si, senor. This old man is hard to talk to, but he understands something about it. You should talk to him. He's a little cuckoo. A little loco in the noggin.
Well, all right. Sounds about right for these days.
Si, senor.
All right. Well, sir, I heard you talking to my man here.
Yes.
About a word that we about a word.
Yes.
On that map.
Yes, the map. Oh, yes. Let me go to my book. Yes. Yes, your colleague brought me the map. It's an old word. They're a subsector of, or subcult rather, of the cult of Sigmar, separated a few hundred years ago. Fucking loopy, if you ask me. I've never.
I am asking you. That's great.
Well, good job, because I'm looking into it right now in this book. So I've done some research, and they're a kooky bunch. They believe that the Ungerbogen, the Bergerbergen, the one that the tribe of Sigmar had descendants, and they effectively try to hunt them down and protect them from the nasties. As I say, bunch of hooky kooky whooples in the brain.
Ah.
Weird story.
Yes. Well, they have a belief that in some time, they're rather vague with the date, that they think that one of these, they don't know which one, but one of them will give birth to someone else. They use another word for that, still researching it. But he will in turn be resurrected and reincarnated into Sigmar. Load of bollocks.
Like, weird.
Yes.
That does sound a little far-fetched, but is this... How old of a story is this? It's not a word I'm familiar with, and I studied some of the classics.
Well, the cult is probably about 500 years old, give or take. started with a preacher, called himself a visionary, and had a few beliefs and visions, etc., or so he claimed. Something to do with some golden plates. And after also some hogwash, this chapter began. As I say, kooky bunch of weird cultists, if you ask me, not loyal to the traditions at all.
Indeed.
Everybody knows that Sigurd, go away, Sigurd. Hi, Sigurd. Hello.
Yes, I am Sigurd. Hi.
Hi.
How's the studying going?
Yes, good. I'm looking into a book. But while
Can I
we're
walk
on,
in yet?
Yeah. You walk in to an old man who's very confused, talking to Sigurd, who looks equally confused.
Basically.
Who's just yelling at this old man.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk in. What the hell are you doing, Sigurd?
hello.
He's hard
You're
of
all
hearing.
mate.
So, as we were discussing in this book for your map, it would appear that this, whoever wrote this map was part of this cult, and obsessive by the amount of times they wrote the bloody word, that she would find one of the descendants of this tribe.
Well, how would the person that wrote this be able to figure out these names?
Fucked if I know! You'd have to ask her, or him. Who wrote it? That's the question.
That's not gonna happen.
Right.
It's not gonna happen.
Well, you better find someone else in the cult.
Oh, fuck.
Is the map signed by anyone?
No.
Not, well, it's got writing all over it, but not like a signature.
So no indication as to who drew the map or who wrote on it, or...
I thought you told me you knew that.
Well,
So Skullplate, the map was given to me by a bloke who knew the matron, because the matron had it.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I've been drunk since then.
Yeah, I figured.
A matron? Oh. Matron of who?
The matron of Tom, name's Maria.
Oh, that would make sense.
Excuse me?
Oh, the talk about bloody Lord Tom and the last one. Not the current one, the old one. Lots of people said that he was Sigmar reincarnated, and that's till he got fucked at the Battle of Moor.
Yeah, that was a bit of a tragedy.
Yes, probably not Sigmar, therefore.
I would say no.
Safe to cross him off the list, but... Makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Many loyal to him believed firmly, adamantly, vehemently even, that he would be the one to reincarnate and yada 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 and...
Looking at the map right now.
Yes?
No, that's out of character, please.
Yes?
Yeah.
Right, looking at the map out of character. It's
Yep.
names, and there's a load of names, and they're crossed off the list.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Most of them are
Yeah.
crossed off. Couple not crossed off.
Couple not crossed off. Right. Hey mate, do you know any of these blokes on this list apart from Sigurd? Because he's right here.
Sigurd, right, yes.
Let's roll a test.
What do we need? Oh wait.
Oh,
Not even
he's rolling a test.
He's rolling a test. Oh god, he's batshit crazy.
Right, not a clue.
Okay.
Nobles. You can tell by the length of the name, at least.
All right.
It's not hard to find a noble when you've got a map where it shows you where they are.
Is Bogenhafen's crossed off? On the map?
Yeah, nothing in Bogarthen.
Nothing in Bogenhafen. Okay. So
Yeah, this is a fairly widespread map, so it's like
the closest one was Altdorf.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, looks like we'll be playing Altdorf a visit.
All right, so any other questions?
Is there anything else app that you need to spend some time deciphering? Is there anything else interesting or out of the?
Not really. Large list of names. It's a fairly okay map, I guess.
Yeah. All right then. Well, thank you for your time. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
You say thank you for your time. Is there a cup or anything around?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Are you asking him for a cup, or are you just looking around
you?
Okay.
I'm looking around.
Okay.
Is there a cup?
Yeah, there's a cup on the desk.
Cup.
Yeah.
Is it empty?
It's got a little bit of water in.
Right. I'm going to go over, pick the cup up, dump the water on the floor, and then uncork bottle of spirit and just fill this cup up with whiskey and just leave it on the table and walk off.
Oh, thank you very much. Have a nice day. If you need any lore or knowledge, then I know a bit of everything. Bye.
Thank you for your time. We'll be back.
I'm
sure
assuming
we'll need your service.
Fernando had paid him for his services and given the coin over. Right.
Yeah. How much should I deduct from that?
We'll settle it later. So where are you going? Where are you off to now?
Right. So I'm gonna now fill him in on the bank situation. Oh, bye.
Yep.
Right. So basically, guys. So there's a messenger somewhere in town, apparently looking real serious and looking for Sigurd. So I'm thinking if we go find him, we can find out what the hell he wants, because otherwise we're probably going to get interrupted in the middle of a bar fight or something.
So there's a messenger after Sigurd.
Yeah, I think he's pissed somebody off because the bank were like, they didn't. It didn't strike me as like people who actually really investigate anything. So they just take people's words for things, and depending on how high up the food chain you are, depends on what your word's worth. But let's face it, that's just normal.
Yeah. So what do we do? Split up?
What does this guy look like?
God, no, I didn't get much of a description off the guy.
Yeah. How are you gonna find him? He'll find us.
He'll find us. But the point is, it's like
I'm sure that our local friend there in Tom's probably sent some goon after me or something.
Oh, I'm highly anticipating a nice mugging or something. It'll be amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, you're my local investigator, so I'll defer to you on matters of.
Well, if he's going to be anywhere at the moment, he might be in a tavern, but not the one we were in earlier, because obviously he didn't come up to you.
We could always use Sigurd as bait if we're trying to find him.
True. Send him into a place on his own and then go drink somewhere else, yeah? Was that the plan?
Sure.
Oh.
Like they say, one man counts for two, so it's okay.
Yeah. All right, well...
We all go into the same tavern, but Sigurd sits alone.
Are you outside the temple at the moment? Talking, I assume.
Let's go inside. Let's go see Yala and all that.
Okay.
Indeed.
Yala's a little bit of a walk. And on the way there, a fairly young man comes running up to the group. Are you Sigurd?
I am.
What if he was?
Well, I've got a message, haven't I? He's wearing a satchel and looks clearly like a messenger. Quite fit, lean, young individual.
Yeah,
Sigurd
but they still
von
carry knives.
Strappenhausen Munchberg, the Heinrich von Heisenberg. That's the one. Is that you?
No, mate, not me.
So he's looking at Sigurd.
All right.
He's the only one dressed like a noble.
Let me see your message.
Oh, well, it's one of them verbal ones, isn't it?
All right, let's hear your.
You are hereby summoned to the court of Bogenhafen for a trial for murder most foul of Brantam
please go to the court.
Of what?
Of what?
You said you broke up. I didn't catch the last
Murder
part.
most
Something.
foul of Brant Tom. You are hereby summoned to the court, at which point you will be allocated a trial date or execution date. Either or. I'm not sure.
All right. Indeed. Thank you.
You are very welcome. Goodbye.
And I just turn around and look at Rex. Well, saw that one coming.
Yeah, I was to be honest, mate, I was expecting a mugging. I've got to say, I'm a bit more impressed at this one.
Indeed.
That does not make sense.
No,
Well.
it doesn't. I wasn't even there, but this was something that was set up probably long in advance.
Oh yeah, it's got Fear Dice written all over it.
Indeed.
In that case, maybe we should just go have a word with Theodosius.
Yeah, if you
And
can
his
get through all the guards.
household of veteran guards.
We got through a giant. I'm pretty sure some guards won't give us too much trouble.
So, where to?
Right, so either Temple of Raya or go to this court and listen to some Toff.
Well, yeah. So we're already towards the temple. We'll go to the temple.
Although you
and
have
then-
been summoned to a trial.
Yeah, I will head to. I will head to the trial. Don't
The
worry.
court is 50 meters away. The temple is, let's say, 50 meters away.
Great.
Make your pick.
So if we don't go to the court, they'll get all shitty with us.
Court
Yeah.
summons is like, go here. It's
Yeah,
not like go here right this
it's not-
second or you die, but
Oh right, it's like turn up.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll go to the temple of Raya
Temple of
because I'll
Raya
have to
first,
change. 'Cause I'm not going to walk in there.
okay.
Yeah.
Do you have like a law heraldry, law local, law right?
Or what?
Yeah, you broke up right there.
Roll me a average law local. Blech, maybe. I feel like heraldry might even be more. Yeah, one of those. They're all fairly similar. We'll just go roughly. Okay. Your rough expectation of this Sighard is that you probably will be allocated a court date and have a hearing, and if you go and have a chat with them, you can organise a lawyer to sort out your defence.
Oh yeah, I'm having somebody from back home come up for sure.
Okay.
I don't trust anybody around here right now.
Okay. So off to the temple of Raya.
Raya.
And now we shall go inside the temple.
Sha-la-la-la-la.
This is a
Oh,
really,
very nice.
really nice temple.
Yeah, it is a really nice temple. Apart from all the paper on the floor.
I know that temple.
There is quite a mess inside.
It's a very, very fun temple.
You are welcomed inside, and you are greeted by the clerk that you have seen recently, Sighard, a young-looking lady. She welcomes you in.
I greet her. Good day, ma'am. I'm gonna need to borrow my room real quick to get gussied up because been summoned into a courthouse. I'll let Rex fill you in on that while I'm taking care of some business and getting ready for my
Okay.
hearing or court date.
All right, off you trot
And then I'll
to scrub
go
up.
and- Yep.
Okay. Rex, Skullplate, Lazarus, Ralph. What's the plan?
This is a Temple of Raya?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Oh.
it is.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
is.
Oh,
The one we dropped.
It's
off
as close
the
as you're going to get with the assets I have.
okay.
I would say it is a
I'm
shrine
going
to
to-
Raya and priests within another temple, so it's like a subsector of another temple.
Okay, well, this sector of Raya area, I'm going to donate all 6 pennies.
Okay.
And then I want to talk to one of the priests there and discuss if they could bless a statue that I'm getting made currently.
Sure. It is a temple of their deity, so sure. Let's just see how that blessing goes.
I mean, I'm willing to pay more if we need it.
It's a good blessing.
Wow. Yeah,
It's a good blessing.
He blessed you.
Although the statue's not ready yet, but when it's ready, they'll bless it.
It's
really
gonna be
well.
hot.
Because I'm afraid you're going to have to come back in a few days to get it. So.
And then I was hoping I could talk to you later about something else I want to do here. And then
Sure. Endeavour stuff here. Sounds like a good idea. Skullplate Rex Ralph, anything to do here?
I'm not feeling really comfortable here for some reason, so I went outside.
Okay, so Ralph leaves. So.
Uncomfortable?
I don't know. I'm not feeling so good. So I need fresh air, I think.
On that note, do we have any news of Ralph's mutation plans?
Yeah, I know it works.
All right, let's do this. While we're here in a temple.
Yeah.
It's a good place for him to burst into flames or whatnot, so.
First, I need to roll to see what it is. Physical or mental, and 1 to 50 is physical, and 51 and over is mental.
Okay. All right, let's have a see.
So I'm going crazy.
Okay, just a little kooky.
And then I need to roll on the mental table. Where is it? Mental corruption. Worried jitters. Sounds about right.
Well, you get +5 agility, though. That'll help you dodge.
Wow.
Not bad. -5 fellowship, but hey, he's from Kislev.
It's gonna be like, hey Ralph, you alright, mate?
No, it's not really sure, but I'm going outside. Okay,
Alright, mate.
Yeah.
Hey, mate, take this. I'm just gonna hand him my whiskey bottle. Looks like you need it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
I went outside.
So this leaves Skullplate and Rex. What are you guys up to while here?
I don't think there's anything for me to do here.
Fair enough. Anything for Rex to poke around at, or?
Yeah, so, okay, you're alright, love. So, how's it going? How's Yana?
Oh, she's alright. Doing
Yeah?
much better now, yeah.
Yeah. We able to talk to her?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Points down the corridor, looks back down to the book.
Thank you very much.
Points you in the direction of the Yala. So while Sighard is getting changed, Lazarus, you see Rex going off to have a chat with Yala. So I assume you would hear that.
I'm just going to keep admiring the masonry and stuff that's here.
Okay.
I'm using myself.
Lovely Yarla.
Yala is in front of you, Rex and Lazarus. She looks much better than before.
You're alright, Yana.
Hello there.
You look so much better.
I feel it too.
I'm not that surprised.
Yes.
Did you see that craziness?
Sighard has updated me on this situation of yours.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty
It
messed up.
It just gets better and better.
Yes, I'll be coming back to town in the
Excellent.
next day or two, so sounds like we have much to do.
Unfortunately, your temple's not there anymore.
Oh, I know, don't worry. He did
Okay.
the right thing. Should have been burned a long time ago.
We did have to hate you to get you out of there.
Yes. Yes. Well, thank you for that. I've been helping Sighard with his prayers, but if there's anything I can do, then, do let me know.
I think he still needs your prayers
Yes.
more than ever.
Does seem troubled. With the levels of starvation he told me around or about in time, I should I should hope to return to my duties and, well, let us hope for a miracle.
It's not much, but you'll have at least a little shrine you can prayer at.
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you.
So, I can't remember. I can't remember. Did we ever talk to her about Yeoman, or was she like?
Sicard's had a little bit of a chat about their sort of falling out and such when he came to visit. So
we've probably got everything.
A summary of that was that he got more and more tunnel visioned and more and more focused on the warlike aspect of Tal, less focused on the wilderness, and seemed to become increasingly random dog. Go away. Increasingly obsessive about this. It was only relatively recently that this whole bear thing happened. She's been skeptical about the whole thing. She does believe in that apparitions can appear and talk to people, but she's skeptical of this as he seems to be losing his way rather than making any sort of religious progress. So her plan is to pretty much drag him somewhere by the ear and have a word with him now that she's feeling up to it again.
Now, when you do that, do let us know.
Well, do not worry, he would not hurt me. I just plan to talk to him.
I'm not sure about that.
If you need some backup, just let me know.
Oh, do not worry, I shall just converse with him. I'm sure we will not come to blows.
I've seen him attack a troll, love. If it did, there wouldn't be much left of you.
Oh yes, I'm aware. Quite the man. But
well,
I shall see what can be done for him and, well, see what state his soul is in.
If he still has one.
Yes, perhaps he'll even let me talk to his bear.
Oh wait, you mean he is? Oh yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
How's a bear a euphemism now? It's just like anything. Sure.
It's the power of Rex.
Hey.
Yeah, fair
The
enough.
bear is back in the wood.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right, okay.
Well, I shall see you back in town soon enough. I will be looking for somewhere to stay.
Right, well,
No need for an invitation. I shall sort somewhere at one of the taverns.
yeah, I mean, Soren's a nice bloke.
I will sort somewhere. Do not worry.
I don't blame you there, love.
And so,
so I'm pretty much done.
Okay.
I'll walk in right about now since I know where she's at.
Here we go.
Y'all are in here.
Ah, Sicard.
Hey, y'all, do you know any priests or priestesses of Verena that might be trustworthy?
Well, there's a whole temple full of them. A Verenan priest that isn't trustworthy is not really a Verenan priest.
Yeah, well, the way things have been going lately, I question a lot of people these days. But
I see.
yeah, if you don't know anybody by name, I'll
personal referral. I'll ask around. Find you someone that's trustworthy.
Is there a door on this room?
Yeah, that's how you got in.
Yeah, so not all. Most of them have open doors. They don't have
I'm sorry.
They don't have doors.
Yeah, I couldn't resist. Yeah, there's a door.
So I'll close it and be like, so our latest news now is that when we went to go look into the older brother, Brant, they found him cut open. I wasn't there, so I didn't see it. But now I'm being accused of his murder, so looks like our friend Theodosius or Leopold are pulling more strings than we could foresee. Although, not unsurprising.
She's going to walk up to you. Put her hands on your shoulders.
Well, Given the court system and my knowledge of it and what little I have, it is not what you've done, it is how it looks. So, make it look a lot better.
See what we can do.
Absolutely. If all ends up coming to blows, I will... She sort of smiles and picks herself up. Everything will be fine, I am sure. She's clearly lying.
Yeah.
No intuition check.
No intuition check needed. She's not a good liar.
Right then.
I put my hand on her shoulder and just be like, "Thank you. I know." Then I'll turn around and start walking out towards the
Right then.
back to the magistrates, I guess.
Shall we go to court?
Alright.
Yeah.
Oh, good lord. Do I even...
Hang on, you're the one who set this up.
Yeah, I didn't know you'd go to the court. I mean, I thought you probably would, right? Let's just go... that's not a good one. We'll go with... let's go with Village Town Temple. No, that's for the dead bodies. It's probably appropriate, actually. Fuck it.
Corridor. That'll do.
Corridor. I mean, it's as close as we're going to get. I'm not building a courthouse on Flowscape. I don't hate myself that much. We'll make it sound a little bit more like a court, though. What would we go to? Tavernish sort of noises. Tense music. Okay. You step into the building, Sighart, and you are welcomed by some junior.
Hello, sir. How may I help?
I've been summoned by way of messenger about some allegations of a murder.
His eyes widen.
Oh, it's you.
And
I want to
quickly goes...
find out what kind of fraudulent stuff is going on up here.
Okay. A slightly rotund man returns. Squinted eyes and a typical attire of a barrister.
Good afternoon, sir. Pleasure to see you.
I wish I could say the same, but nice to see you, I guess.
You would like the details of the accusation, I assume?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, right this way.
Takes you into a room and sort of eyes the others. Are they following or...
Oh yeah, we're going with him.
Oh, yeah.
Usually, this is a one-to-one affair.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem insistent, but...
I'm sure look him in the eye. Is it really?
Can I do an intuition check against him?
Yeah, sure. Challenging intuition. Versus his... I mean, that's fine. What are you curious about?
Does he look like he's telling the truth? Like it's usually a one-to-one affair, or is it because we're a ragtag bunch?
He's a bit of both. It is usually a little bit more one-to-one, but also you're all poor people. And
well, Rex is kind of prettied up because he was just at the
he's still
bank.
silver.
I'm silver at the moment.
He's still silver. Barrister. Yeah.
He would be silver, like Max Silver against my silver one.
It looks like you can probably convince your way in, though, if you wish, Rex. It's like you can probably get away with this if you nudge a bit.
Oh, mate, yeah. You say it's usually. That means it doesn't always happen.
Very well.
I'm assuming you're not going to try and stop me.
He rolls his eyes and just come in. And sits down.
I'm just going before anybody tries to stop me.
Yep, you will just muscle into the room. Is Ralph barging in as well, or?
Yes, because he's beginning to feel a little bit paranoid, and he's out on his own, and he's wondering, they're out to get you, and this is how they get you in the courthouse. So
that's a yes then.
Just want to put my hand on Ralph's shoulder and be like, mate, what is going on? It'll be all right. Just settle down.
How would this song
you
do?
just wait and see.
We'll stick with that song for now. Right. And so, let me see here. You are hereby accused of the murder of Brant Tam, not in person, but by association of those in your employ, and the theft of his property, and that is about all for now. The evidence is currently being collected and would not ordinarily be provided.
Repeat that last part.
He lets you know that the evidence is currently being assembled and ordinarily wouldn't be provided. Guy looks a little sleazy.
The guy looks a little sleazy.
Yeah, as he says that.
And who makes this accusation?
Yeah, thank you, Master Skullplate.
You do
Indeed.
have a right to know your accuser. It is the Lord Leopold of Tarn, accusing you of the death of his brother.
Oh, the invisible lord.
And I believe Sigurd has the right to face his accuser in court.
Yes.
So Leopold will appear in person.
Oh, yes. Though technically he would not have to, but in most situations he would. And, well, unless you're doing a trial by combat, in which case it would be certainly uncustomary for him not to approach. Yes, I imagine he will be there.
Trial by combat, you say? Tell me some more about this combat. The trial by combat.
Lord Duel.
The Lord looks really confused at you, Skullplate. Like
I just stare at the barrister while talking to Skullplate. It's what happens when a little snotling lord who falsely accuses somebody of crimes uncommitted, that the other lord may challenge him to a duel, trial by combat. And I just keep staring at the barrister. But it may not come to that, since I was nowhere near that town, but we'll see.
Stated that is murder by association.
Yes, and these associates that are accused, what are their names?
The evidence is currently being assembled.
Yeah, so there is.
Can I intuition check him
Sure.
for that?
Yeah.
Lying sod. He knows.
He knows it's you. He knows a lot more than he's saying, and this guy looks like a dodgy geezer, Rex. Probably a bit of a criminal. You could
say assembled. Do you mean fabricated?
No. I have investigators on it. They've been on it for the last week and week and a half even. I've already said too much.
Just so we can go back to our lawyers and give them the information as you are currently giving it to us, you're saying that we do not have the legal right to view or know any of this evidence?
Well, not until the court. There are ways.
We're in the discovery phase.
He's kind of like yawns on the table. His hand like reaching out for a moment.
Yeah, I'll grease him with
like it's pretty obvious to you, Rex, that he's just like, give me some coin and I'll tell you more.
I chuck 5 at him.
Thank you. I'll put that in
No, there's 5 silver, so like
the donation jar for the children. Yes.
the group of yours have been documented as being in the employ of this current noble for some considerable length of time, as per various witnesses having seen you performing tasks and being paid by and such and forth, and thus, well, it is documented clearly yourselves leaving the town, returning with the Lord's possessions, were later sold at Boldhaven, and we have some of them in our possession, and the red-headed dwarf, he looks at skull plate, but kind of like, not quite your description, but
Red-headed dwarf. Do you know how many of them there are?
well, not that many, but I'm afraid
No, I've had no evidence so far.
guilty until proven innocent.
I'm sorry.
This is your first foray into the law, I assume.
Murder? Staring at
And
him.
arson, and theft.
Would you like to repeat that?
How many? How old?
Would you dare to repeat that to me?
Now, Skullplate. He's just a clerk. Leave him alone.
I am not leading the investigation, I'm just a lawyer.
Then who is?
Don't suppose you know who is?
Yes, well, there are several involved. The prosecuting lawyer, I believe, is being arranged, but Mackenberg is chief investigator on the case. Although there are a few, there seems to be a degree of money being put into this, but I would suffice to say I do not see any defense.
We weren't there, mate.
Well,
I was
there are-
literally told less than 10 minutes ago about this.
Yes, well, the investigation has been going on for well over a week.
Indeed.
As I say,
How much is
you
how much is Lord Tom paying you again?
Oh, I just take a commission from this, but the Lord is funding the investigation,
Of course he is.
although some of it obviously via the taxpayers and whatnot, but yes. All in all, I would say I would probably be best to visit at Priest of Moor and make arrangements. Things look a little grim.
Is that so?
Yes.
Tell me, lawyer. When will you be sending us further information?
It would depend on variables. Sort of twiddles his fingers a little bit.
Look me in the eye. When will you be sending us?
Try make an intimidate roll.
That's what I was waiting for.
These always go so well.
He will have a bonus. I won't say what it is. Yeah, well, I have given all that I should and far more.
Let's take a reroll on that,
Okay,
if it'll let me.
sure.
There we go.
Yeah, still I'm afraid he stands.
I will not be bullied into providing information outside of my remit, but if you wish to come back and converse, then, well, there may be more. But for now, the evidence speaks for itself. They've even arrested an ogre yesterday.
What is this shit you're talking about? And Ralph gets out his blunderbuss at this point, I think.
Oh shit!
He's starting to get edgy.
This is where I'll stand up. All right, Ralph. We'll handle this. We'll handle this.
But you're just lying there. Come on.
Yes. Well, lies beget lies. We don't want
Who's
violence.
arrested the ogre and where is he?
He's locked up in the barracks. has been interviewed over the past day.
In Tom?
No, he was brought here. With quite the entourage, I should say. Difficult to escort someone that size. Don't normally have to, but difficult to fit in the courthouse, I assume.
Okay, well, we'll be back.
And so, enjoy. Have a wonderful day.
I don't say anything.
Yeah.
Fuck you too.
He's just a lawyer doing his jobs.
He's just doing his job.
Even though he's a greasy lawyer.
Yeah,
Next
well.
time someone holds a hand out for a payout, Rex, let me just take his hand.
Well, we did.
Yes,
as
good
much as I
idea.
love you, yeah, it's a very good idea. Except for we don't really want a screaming barrister the first time we walk into a courthouse. It's just not a good look.
You are allocated the court date as well, Sighard, as you leave.
When is it?
You were given that. It is. You have 2 sessions before the court date.
Oh, great. So that's about the same time that.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
I will say that on the date is a request for a trial by combat, with the penalty being death, and the stakes are fairly high.
And he himself will be actually.
Oh
fighting.
God, no.
Yeah,
That's not expected. You'd have a duelist do it on your behalf.
right. So he's basically we can play that one off. Sweet.
Commander.
I know a Slayer is a really good duelist.
Just go, feel like unguarded. He just jumps on him.
Yeah.
Balls.
You would
Fights-
know,
fights.
Sighard, that there will be
An actual fencer duelist.
Well, the terms of the duel are typically arranged in advance, and it is normally an agreement between the 2 parties. So it may be pistols, it could be fencing, it could be jousting first, it could be an arrange. And death is an unusual penalty for the combatants, at least. You would see on the paper that the proposed punishment for yourself is either a hanging or the stripping of your title, but that will be for the sort of magistrates to decide between.
Yes, we'll have to get some lawyers involved.
Off to the Temple of Verena, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, they're the people you turn to in these situations. Yeah. And on that really cheerful note, and I'm sorry, but just events transpired this way. Let's start rolling on that event table and have some cheery music. Let's have good things going on. Come on, guys.
Just before it's all right, gents. At least we got something done.
Yeah.
Aye,
There's a good giant.
Trial by combat. I like the sound of that.
I don't think a dwarf slayer can fight in that.
All right. Lazarus, crime crackdown. The watch is cracking down on crime hard. Rogues can get no funds. Yeah, we don't have any rogues. Yeah, I don't actually think we do at all. Cool. Nope. All right. Next, skull plates. Strigani gypsies pass through the town. In addition to your current ones, dancers, singers, and entertainers drew crowds around. You can spend an endeavour if you wish to sort of come up with what trouble you end up in at the Strigani camp, or what you gain from them. Have a think. Next, should we have a... Let's save Sighard till last. Let's go with Rex.
Come on, which one is? Oh.
Nice. Okay. Celeb's got some... that's interesting. Okay, cool. There is an apprentice blacksmith in town looking to set up shop. Fantastic. Now we get different ones. Let's go for Ralph.
Nothing.
Nothing happens.
You're shit.
Sighard.
Good job, Ralph. Good job.
Sighard, buddy. Come on, I believe in you. You gain a magical favour with a mystical deity.
The witch hunters come to town.
Yeah. You go to jail.
Okay, you're troubled by dark dreams, each different except for the presence of a twisted, misshapen animals.
Oh my god, that's so...
Make an easy corruption test, Achaidh, please.
Corruption.
An easy cool test.
Hang on a minute. How many is he on?
Not that many. He's doing better than the rest of you at the moment because he didn't fight demon babies.
Or sell his soul to make a weapon.
Still tried to fail. Nearly. Why don't you make that very difficult one as well while we're here, Achaidh?
Oh, okay.
I'm not forgetting that. Yeah. You are cursed after all.
That one's gonna suck.
I believe
Here
in
we
you.
go.
I believe in you.
Right, it's what is it?
Very difficult.
Not impossible. What is it? Very difficult. Very hard. Oh man, there's 2 more on there. I was like, impossible. That's minus 50. What the hell?
Yeah.
Nah.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, not easy to get, but so that's just +1 corruption.
If you got a reroll, you could throw a reroll at it.
You're much better than Ralph.
Yeah.
That's not saying much at this point, but I'll use a reroll if you wish.
I suppose. I guess.
I mean, aside of that, you're going to use your rerolls in your endeavors, so...
Yeah, let's go for it. All right.
It nearly ran...
Worth a try. Do you want to take a corruption for another reroll? Lols.
No.
Yeah, I know. Lols. It was just bait. It was just bait. All right, and so I know a rather tense ending for a session and one where some mulling will be done and thought will have to be shared, and I expect some choice words will be exchanged with the GM afterwards, but I shall defend myself in court.
There won't be after the session, you absolute dick.
Look,
I already posted that as soon as he said that a messenger was looking for me.
you have to see this from how it looks.
Yeah.
You had a guard in the town looking through the stuff when you arrived inside. An ogre with you. A lord looking out the window, maybe not. That's what it says on the paper. It's going to be an awkward one. However, at least there's trial by combat as a means to excuse yourself, or perhaps legal means, but we'll see what comes of the talk with the Varenans. In the meantime, well done for killing a giant, though. That was very cool. Everyone is going to get a bonus of 50 experience today, so go you. You're all awesome. That will call that your short-term goal, so that's perfect compensation for stuff to come. Giant fight. Thoughts on that? Pretty easy. 2 next time.
Look pretty nasty.
Like,
yeah,
if we were to have like a war, have a giant with some orcs with that, that'd be sweet. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because you get to watch the giant in full action. Then instead of it just getting ganged up on a bunch of people, you get to see it smashing just constantly.
Yep. I will say the fact that you had longbows and not bows made a hell of a difference to that. And the crits definitely did some extra damage too, but longbows are freaking disgusting damage. That was a pretty tough giant, not a base one, not a big one, but somewhere in the middle. But it's now a dead giant, with half its skull peppered in holes and one arm missing, so it's busy decaying, so we hope. Toodlepip, people in the chat, and one thing we didn't get to, actually, is the name of the historian, who I'm sure will come back to this, is Lastrid. I'm Mr. Lastrid.
Also, I don't think there was enough people that voted for Skullplate as MVP, just saying.
Well.
So, what was his name?
Lastrid, named after one of our commenters. So if you leave a comment on today's video, you have a chance for an NPC to be created and named after yourself. I will say, while we're on stream as well, there's a couple of things to catch up on in Tarm, because we haven't really been there today. Both the Fishing Guild and the Miners Guild, really bad situation for both of them currently. Basically, you're down to like 5 fishermen now. And the Miners Guild are in the process of packing up. They've they've had such disaster that things have gone pretty bad. So they're currently looking into ventures elsewhere. Sad times. Aside from that, not much else in the way of bad news. I think that's it for Tom. But Yarla's coming back, so yay. Much love to the audience. We'll see you again soon. Toodle pip.